witnessed the emergence of Demigorgon over in the fish village, and escaped from that situation when the huge ass demon was wailing away on the buildings. It apparently didn't notice you, didn't follow you, was busy just killing, destroying, eating, whatever, the fish people there. And you end up losing one of your NPCs as a result. However, you did gain an ally in the form of a Durger, who basically directed you down here to Gracklslag. And you guys took a boat and traveled about, 20 days, I believe? All the way here to Gracklslag, and then you kind of, he went off saying that he'd come back with a job for you. You guys all checked into this little tavern, the only, foreigner inn here for people that don't live in the Underdark. And when you finally woke up, you discovered that one of your NPC friends, well, friends loosely, the drow Sereth, had been murdered in the night. Nobody seems to know how. You guys kind of, went off and did your own thing. One of you basically got a quest that has brought over to to three others of you, leaving behind the NPCs once again in the tavern. Meanwhile, the couple of the NPCs are kind of gathered around the table. Jim Jar, the Deep Gnome Jim Jar is sitting there. He's apparently discovered a set of dice and some cards, and is sitting there attempting to challenge anybody who's currently in this inn to to make some bets and to gamble with him. He seems to be trying to win some of that money that he kind of owes you guys. And some of you guys have made good bets with him. One of these people will be our new player, who probably also just woke up and, if he's coming down the stairs or, coming into the eating portion of this particular inn, would notice that there are two humans sitting nearby this deep gnome who's currently attempting to gamble with anybody who wants to gamble. The two humans definitely look like they're out of place. Since you grew up in Zaladin, Balasar, you would recognize that, that's right, they're wearing common clothes. Forgot about that, they're not wearing emblems. But you would recognize their accents as being Zalidian, as they're chatting to each other.
Okay, so they'd be like the most familiar people in the pub.
Yeah, so you got two people from your homeland sitting there.
Okay. Just trying to think now. I would go over and introduce myself, noting that they're not from around here. I'm trying to think now. Sorry, my mind's just drawn a blank.
That's okay.
Yeah.
The younger of the two, who looks to be about 13, looks up and nods to you. It's like, huh.
Okay.
Well,
so,
hello.
As they're playing gambling games, obviously it calls back to games I would have learned as a child and ask them what they're playing.
Let's see, the two humans kind of just fall silent as the deep gnome kind of grins at you. Oh, well, I'm just doing some bit of probabilities. He grins and kind of holds up the dice in his hands. Care for a game? You can guess a number, and if I throw it, you'll win some money. Or I'll let you throw it. How about that?
Okay, I'll partake in this particular game of gambling.
All right.
Not being the most noble of paladins here, but
What
sure.
Is it against your code?
It's not particularly against my code. My code is more hardcore vengeance. I don't really believe I'm really more against evildoers and devils. Gambling is a much lesser evil, as far as my character can say. He's much more concerned in the death and dismay side of evil.
Well, gambling can be good, can be evil. Really depends on what you do with it. I mean, if you get yourself into debt, sell people off, that's kind of evil, though, isn't it?
That's kind of evil, yeah.
Yes,
but
yes.
He does believe in the odd game. He'll
All
roll
right,
one
then.
dice.
So, what number do you think it'll be?
I'll go for a 5.
Alrighty then. So he kind of looks at the dice expectantly and shakes it in his hand and throws it out. No, sorry, dude.
Another
It's a
forest.
1.
Uh, I forgot to ask, what are the stakes in this particular game?
Oh, right now it's just that's your free throw. That's your free throw.
Nah,
But you can bet a copper, bet a silver, bet some
yeah,
gold. We all have to make money down here now, don't we?
yeah. Um, I'll bet a silver. I'll bet. Silver's 1 in 10 for gold, isn't it?
Yeah,
Silver's
it's 1/10
for
of gold.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Cool. Yeah, I'll bet 1 silver and then I'll use this opportunity to try and start a conversation with the 2 other humans on the table to see if they're playing.
Alright. Well, the 2 humans aren't seem to be playing anything. They've just been talking to each other. And they kind of, the older of the 2, who looks to be no more than 19, but he looks like he's seen, his share of battle, which isn't surprising considering Zaladin's been in a war for the last 200 years, on and off with the Drow, and pretty much every firstborn in the kingdom, including nobleborns, including the royal family and other nobleborns, are pressed into service as soldiers, just because they need the numbers.
What brings them down here. I'll ask him what brings them down here to the Underdark.
The man takes a sip of something in a glass and says, yeah, well, we kind of got pulled off the battlefield and, well, ended up in one of the slave cages. We kind of broke out a month ago, I think. Looks at the younger one, the girl, and she kind of nods. Yeah, it feels like a month. It's hard to tell time down here. And he kind of looks back over at you.
I sort of
But go ahead.
stiffen up a bit and go, are they still looking for you? Do you need protection?
Well, it's always useful to have another hand. I don't know if we'll be traveling with the same people we've been traveling with, but it really depends. I mean, he kind of looks at himself and her and some of our other companions really want to get back to the surface, but there's a couple of others that have some business to do down here.
What kind of business?
Well,
What nature of business?
and as he thinks about this, coming down from a room, is first a very lovely human woman. She looks like she might be in her 30s with, kind of orangey brown hair, long to her shoulders, and kind of nicely tanned to brownish skin, almost looking like the color of sand, with jewel-toned eyes. Walks down the steps alongside a small, rather petite goblin woman, or maybe a girl. It's really difficult to tell her age. Kind of like stands nervously next to her, and joining them is a small walking mushroom. Well, not really small, kind of like 4 feet tall, but definitely not an adult, not an adult of whatever kind of creature it is. But I'm a mushroom guy.
Small mushroom guy.
Well, technically,
Okay.
a lot bigger than a normal mushroom, but yeah, he's really small compared to like the humans and whatnot, or it's very small compared to the humans.
Okay.
It's like in this case, the other 2 humans that are next to you kind of look over and look back and said, and that would be our reason for needing to help out a bit. We want to get back to the surface, but that one over there, the little one, the mushroom, needs to get back to his grove. The deep gnome kind of smiles at that and says, "Yeah, and I think I'm gonna help old Stool there out too, and then maybe get to Blindenstone. There's right back to the surface in Blindenstone. But you can get there from there. What about you, friend? Are you down here on purpose, or are you trying to find your way to the surface too?"
I came down in here following leads. I'm looking for some followers of a certain organization.
Ooh, sounds mysterious. What kind of organization?
He sort of stiffens up a bit, a little bit defensive almost. Goes, that's my business, but as long as you're not on the side of evil, then you're okay with me.
I'm on my side. That's about it.
I sort of nod, sort of acknowledging this. It's an attitude I've encountered before. Sort of. I ask if there's been any demonic activity.
Oh, tons. And then everybody in the group, including the goblin, just kind of grimaces at that. We even saw this really big, giant demon killing a bunch of fish people. I think it's called Demigorgon.
I sort of raised my eyebrows at this. Go, really? Where?
Oh, about 20 days from here in a place that, well, Sloopadoop. I don't think it's there anymore. It's probably been destroyed by now. And who knows where Demigorgon is now. Maybe he went back home to wherever he came from.
Okay. I'll sort of accept this. Okay, did he have any followers?
Oh, well, technically the fish people were worshipping him, but since he killed them all... Jim Jar kind of like holds up a hand, and he does introduce himself at that point. It's like, I'm Jim Jar, this is Megan. He points at the girl. That's Volt. The other one points at the woman is Holly, and of course the little one over there is Gridstrap.
Okay. Have you guys been travelling long, or just the last month?
Well, we were all in that cage together for a while before that. And there's a couple of others, too. I mean, I think there's one still sleeping upstairs, and, like, 4 others who went off looking for somebody. If they come back anytime soon, I'll introduce you.
Yeah?
And, speaking of which, we will switch focus now to see what those other 4 are up to. I believe last we left you guys off, unaware that you currently have a new potential friend and ally. You guys were on the hunt for a deep gnome. Sorry, not a deep gnome, a Dero. A Dero named Droki. And for that, I have a new map.
Oh no.
Yay.
No, I found a map for the town.
Ah, okay, this is good.
And
My
at this
worries are
point,
gone.
yeah, you guys are kind of wandering around near the docks. So if that's the correct one. I've got all the stupid little indicators in my book. So they did not do a really good job with the maps of this. Yeah, that's the Dark Lake docks. That's where you came in. And you're right near some traders. Roll perception checks, guys.
Oh. Shit.
We are so good at these.
Yeah, we have the best luck when it comes to perception. He says as we actually roll high for once.
What? That low.
Listen, you guys, this doesn't happen. This does not happen.
This is not happen. Normally it's like 5, 4, 4, 3.
Don't worry. We're just showing off our good side.
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah,
normally it's like everyone else has a low, and then only one of us has any type of.
Yeah, only one of us ever notices something. This is
Alright.
This is the first for us.
So as you're wandering through the Dark Lake District and, you know, making your way back into the bazaar over here, you kind of notice that one of the fishermen setting up a stall, booth to sell things, is lining up a bunch of those manta ray-like things that you guys fought on your way here. And they're all, like, kind of hanging down from hooks, clearly dead. With their eyes like all glazed over, and the little like, claws that they have on the edges of their wings just kind of like splayed out. They almost look like fingers for some reason, except claw.
I know. That's good eating.
And another Durgar kind of looks at you, who's like looking at the booth, and now looks over at you and goes, "Really? I thought they were a pile of shit when I tried them." And at this point,
how you cook them.
At this point, the fisherman is looking rather perturbed. His white eyes just kind of light up with a bit of rage and possible madness in them. And he kind of points at the guy and says, "It's what's being provided by the waters right now. You shut your mouth and fill them with this."
Yeah,
and he kind of like pulls one down off the hook and just kind of waves it at the guy.
Yeah, improvised like that.
And then the guy kind of suddenly smiles and turns towards Kurt and says, "Would you like to buy some?"
Oh, I wish I could, but I don't think I have had the money for it.
Do you have some in trade? I can probably take some in trade.
I'll be right back, Cruz.
Alright.
I'll see here. Don't think I have much of trade, but no, I'm sorry. I need everything I have on me.
Well, perhaps another time.
I'll come back, definitely.
How-
I know how
how
to do
much-
those things.
This one cost?
Well, let's see now. These, unfortunately, are fairly plentiful. So, let's say we'll go with only about 5 copper for each of them.
Good. I'll buy 2. Could you help us? We're kind of looking for this person. He's a Diro. His name is.
Ugh, Diro. He kind of spits. He kind of leans over to the side and spits when you say Diro.
Yeah, he's
Disgusting
he's a-
things.
He,
Sometimes worse than you foreigners. You foreigners at least have money.
yeah, his
Wow.
name is Druki. We have some business with him, but we can't find him.
Druki?
Would you? Yeah, do you have any idea where we would hang out?
What's he look like?
I give the description I was given.
Oh, you mean Droki? Oh, that guy.
Wait, you know him?
No, I don't know him. I know of him though. He's like a courier or some shit. It's this form of cursing kind of gets a couple other Durgar in the area kind of like looking over towards him and shaking their heads sadly. As he says that, he kind of points all the way towards this direction and says, "Isn't that him over there? You kind of see that hat of his over that way."
Thank you very much. Here is a silver piece for 2 fish for Kurt, and then we're on our way to find our friend.
Come again. This guy seems way too cheerful for a Durgar. In fact, the other Durgar are now giving his stall a wide berth, and you can overhear a bit of murmuring saying, "He's caught the madness. I see. Yes."
What? Madness? Whoa.
The Duragar are very down people, and that was the first Duragar who loved his job. So I think they're overreacting a bit. That Duragar just likes his job.
I'm back.
And you hear somebody else mumbling, mumbling, he ain't right.
So much doubt.
Do we see the man with the hat?
Yes, you
Yes,
see.
we see.
Yes, Boris is the first one to spot him off in the distance as he turns around a corner.
I'll run after him, and I'll walk up to him. I would say stealthily, but I know Boris doesn't do stealthy, so I'm gonna go like, "Hey!"
He seems to have vanished into the crowd by this point, and you don't see him anymore.
How does one with a tentacle have disappear into a crowd? I mean, I'm a dwarf, but I think everyone here is a dwarf, so...
Well, they're all
Secret.
they're all Grey Dwarves. They would be they'd be upset if you called them that.
Yeah, I mean, dwarf size.
Speak for
Yes.
yourself, dwarf.
But it
You
I
seems
feel-
think
you have
I'm
height
twice
advantage.
your size. I don't know what you're talking about.
He's talking about the
his shoulders and punch you in the face.
punch 1 2 3 punch 1 2 3 punch.
Boris, you'll do the legwork.
Sure.
Yes, this is your job. That
Yeah, let's go looking for him. I'll ask around if anyone has seen a guy with a strange hat. That's probably a very apt description.
All right, I'm trying to figure out where Doki goes from here. Droki. Sorry, I'm gonna repeat his name just to cement it and remind myself of it. So yeah, that's one of the big problems is that the maps have different things listed. It's like you have to keep switching between pages to find the correct map. So as you go after him, you come back upon your inn and tavern, the lair you've been staying at, and you see some of your companions currently chatting with an unfamiliar dragonborn. Do you wish to continue to attempt to flee to run after where you think Droki might have gone, or would you like to stop and see what's going on with your companions?
I think at this point we have lost him. If we're back at the tavern. Anyone else? Kurt.
Wow.
Go and figure out who that is talking with the rest of the group.
I didn't think you gave up that quickly.
I mean, I want to find him, but I can't find him. I need Kurt to look for him, because Kurt can probably track him.
You're standing there smelling the meat.
So,
Lord.
as you guys come up, you see Jim Jar's at a table. He somehow found some dice and some cards, and seems to be, encouraging other people to gamble with him. And there's a strange dragonborn talking with Megan and Volt. From your perspective, Balasar, sorry, I'm bad with names. You see two dwarves. One of them holding two very strange manta ray-looking creatures on a string, a minotaur, and another human. All coming this way.
I'm sort of raising an eye about the manta ray-like creatures. Having not been in this town long, the aquatic life is fairly new to me. I've more or less arrived the night before. So I might question where they got such a large ray.
But you can buy them down at the docks. They're plentiful.
Are they edible?
Of course they are.
Best not to be.
Balasar, roll a history/nature/arcana check. Either one of those will help you out.
Oh, take history. History.
Yeah,
It's not good.
you're completely unfamiliar with these. There's a very distinct fishy odor coming off of them.
I sort of raise my nose up at them in a bit.
They only taste good if they're cooked by a professional cook.
I pointed
Are you?
myself.
I was about to say, are you a professional cook?
I am.
Oh yeah, Jim Jar perps up. Kurt here's the best. And he kind of puts a hand on the dwarf's shoulder and just says, "You should cook him something. Cook him something, Kurt. Kurt, this is Balasar. Balasar, this is Kurt."
Hello, Balahar.
I sort of greet him and give him a little bit of an almost noble sort of bow. Not quite a full bow, but sort of a nod of the head.
Yeah, and Duncan, you would definitely take notice that this guy speaks with a Zalidian accent. Definitely comes from the area.
A Zalidian. Someone from Zalidian. Nice to meet you.
I shake his hand, pleased to meet another Validian. Down in.
Yes, always good to meet someone of the same home.
Yes. Yes, it's good to meet a fellow Valdarian so far from home.
Yes, if I had it my way, I would still be up at top fighting for our home.
I say I would be up there, but there is far too much to do down here.
Oh? Such as?
Jim Jar at this point.
Oh, sorry, go on.
Jim Jar at this point rushes behind Duncan and taps him on the shoulder and says, "Yeah, this guy is hunting demons apparently. I was just telling him we saw Demogorgon."
Yeah, good luck with that part.
Chris, can you make it so that his name can be visible to us? We can't see his name at all for the new character.
Oh, sorry.
You might. I don't know if there's a way to take away the second name, because the second name's not really necessary for this particular.
It don't matter.
Yeah, fine.
I mean, encourage Chef Colbert.
Okay. No,
Coach Colbert.
so yeah, I wanted to say yes, this place reeks of evil, so I must stay down here till it is vanquished.
I think it reeks of Mandaray.
Oh, as it so happens, at the moment we are doing a job that vanquishes evil.
I sort of raise,
We are.
I sort of raise my eyebrow at
We
this,
are?
or I don't know if they have eyebrows. I
we,
crust.
we,
We-
we're looking for this guy, and he apparently knows where the Thieves Guild is, and that's not a good guild, so we're leveling
No,
evil.
I sort of nod and go, yes, I've dealt with guilds such as these before. Truly
He
hives
would
of
be
scum.
he would be a great asset.
we
And I was-
I say I may be able to assist in finding guilds such as these. I have quite the nose for evildoers.
Ah, that's perfect, because we kind of lost the person who was gonna lead us there.
well, you lost.
I
Personally.
lost. I mean, do you know where he is?
You're the one.
I could try using what's it called? Divine sense, and see if I can sense any particular clusters of evil presence nearby.
I think that would just be buzzing all the
Yeah,
time.
Jim Jar looks like he's Jim Jar at this point looks like he's trying not to laugh. He says, evil presence says, "Oh, that's gonna overwhelm him." Especially now.
I have a feeling that there's literally evil everywhere in this, in the Underdark.
Yeah, that is a fair point.
Your sense will be,
Rather
Sadly.
overwhelmed. Yeah,
yeah, sadly useless at this point.
but I
Fine.
would offer my assistance either way in hunting down any.
Yeah, another hand is always helpful. Especially another Saladin.
It'd be good for us to stick together in such unfamiliar territory.
Indeed.
Okay. Have you got any leads?
We have this, there is this guy named Droki, and he is part of the Thieves Guild. He wears this very particular tentacle hat, and he wears chic but slummy clothes.
Okay.
It will probably also help that he's
Diro.
Diro.
What's a Diro?
Let's see. Definition of a Diro. How to define them. A Diro are degenerate Underdark humanoids that resemble small dwarves. Cruel and insane, they take delight in tormenting others, even their own kind. They have blue-gray skin and straight hair that is white or yellow in color. Their uniformly pale white eyes lack both iris and pupil. These are sort of
Well,
things that somebody would tell you.
I might make a suggestion then. If he is with the Thieves Guild, why not let him come to us? I'm fairly new to town and have a fairly well-to-do accent, as I'm aware.
Well, we
Perhaps I
are
could be-
also fairly new to town, to be quite honest.
Yeah,
Oh.
but we don't look well off, do we?
But what I'm proposing is perhaps we could lay a trap and let him come to us.
It is kind of a smart plan, and I do think it's the best option we have now.
I mean,
I sort of open my sort of, I don't know what I'm wearing actually. I never put much of that. I sort of pull out my pouch a little trinket I have, which is a just quickly pull up my description of it.
Shoot, I just remembered. I no longer have my soldier's insignia. How am I gonna get back into the army?
ha.
Ha. Some
That's
I
people
pull out
probably.
I
Oh
pull out a
no,
small,
my.
pull out a small crystal pendant, depicting the stars around an eye, that's quite sort of ornate. So maybe something like this could lure him out of hiding.
Uh, well,
Alternative
it
uses of
seems
holy symbols right there.
this inn does not have good security, that's for sure. I mean, the drow did not see it coming.
Yeah, you would have to be on guard. That
So, you probably would see it as an easy target if you stay here. Or, we'll catch another thief. Maybe pick it up.
we can get information without torture.
I get up to go to the bathroom, and as soon as I get back down, my cat's in my seat.
I thought you were gonna say the first word I heard was torture.
Yeah, so did I.
Normally, I'd let you keep the seat, Lyra, but it's streaming time.
Best torture tactic.
So basically, if I just sit to believe that you guys are discussing capturing Droki and torturing him, or capturing another thief and
No.
torturing him to
Yeah,
find
not
Droki.
torturing.
No,
I am
we
highly
aren't.
torturing. Thank you.
We're not torturing.
Well,
We're
don't
not
worry, Shiori's
planning
not
on
here.
torturing.
Shiori can't torture anybody now.
I
Yeah.
don't think we're planning on torturing anyone. Boris wouldn't be up for that. I think we're using Belisar as thief bait and capture whoever catches him or tries to steal from him. And what do we do then with the secret guy?
Jim Jar
That's the plan.
kind of makes Jim
Get
Jar
an
kind of
answer
makes
out.
this weird grin at that point. And says, "Maybe the dragon folk should threaten to eat him." I mean, they
Eat him,
look
did you
big. They
say?
look like they eat people. I mean, either Balsar here or Gadriel.
Might I make a suggestion for how we could set this trap if we were to go with the trap idea?
Go
I
ahead.
might suggest to Ginger, sort of as discreetly as possible. If someone were to win quite a large sum of money playing cards or to take dice, then that might make them a target to any would-be thieves in this tavern. Would it not?
That sounds like a great idea. I quite like it. He
I don't
grins
spread the
and-
word.
You see a coin just kind of flipping across his fingers, and he seems very dexterous at it. Flip, 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 flip. And he puts it in his hand, and he flips it up and catches it on his palm. Oh, he's good.
I like the idea.
I mean, it's the only idea we have at the moment.
Alright, well, how are we gonna get the money?
Oh,
A good question.
Alright, I'm here.
Yay! Welcome! At this point, your character has apparently been sleeping all this time here in Gracklslack. Probably, it's been 20 days since you guys fled from the fish village that was being destroyed by Demogorgon. People kind of went a little bit crazy for a bit. It's possible your character's just been quiet since then and is just finally coming to terms with it, and you have no idea you kind of don't remember much of what's been going on, and you don't know the most recent developments, and your character doesn't even know these. Outside of the inn that you're in currently in Gracklslag, the deep dwarf village city. So when you do finally make your way out of bed and come down to the area, you see your companions all chat, minus the drow that you used to be hanging with, talking with another dragonborn.
We're cheating on you.
Oh.
replacement Dragonborn, I see.
The hell is this guy?
I sort of raise an eyebrow. Do I recognise where this guy's from? Does he sound familiar, or...?
He's clearly from Zaladin.
Okay, do you know which sort of Dragonborn he is? From Brass...
Copper, I think. Yeah,
Copper.
Oh, sorry, I was just hearing
Okay.
who said what. My bad. I forget where Gadriel's from. Thought it was Zeladin. Hold on.
I believe he's from Polo, I think.
Oh, if he's from Kohler, then he has a very odd accent.
Okay. So I was sort of a bit surprised to see another Dragonborn down here.
I escaped.
I don't know if they're common down in the Underdark. I don't imagine so.
In any case, he puts his hand out. Yggdrasil Gadriel. Nice to meet you.
I greet him and shake his hand. He says, "Nice to meet you too." Are you with this? Are you with these guys? Are you with this party here?
Yeah, I
Yes.
escaped with him a while ago.
Have you seen this Demogorgon, as they call it?
No. I don't even know what the hell a demigorgon is. I just know that I was wrongfully imprisoned, and they were gonna sacrifice us, so I get the hell out of there with them.
I sort of soften a little bit at the mention of being sacrificed. And sort of give an understanding nod. I see you've been through tough times, and
You can say that.
um,
Well, in any case, glad to have you aboard.
shall we recap them as to the current plan, if we are to go with this one?
Yes, the current plan is
Yeah.
to fake a winning of money, draw in a thief, hopefully the one we're looking for. If not, we can try and get out information from the thief and have him capture him after he tries to steal from us.
More or less, win money, go to suspiciously dodgy alley, after that ugly winning money, seeing if any would-be thieves take the bait.
If we wait until around what I would assume to be nighttime, this place probably is a little bit more crowded, and perhaps more people would be more inclined to gamble. After that, well, what's a tavern on an inn without a thief in a corner, eh?
Except this place seems to be the inn for the foreigners, and the Thieves Guild is local.
Are there any local inns?
Don't think we would
And
be
more to the
much
point, do you know any
appreciated.
locals?
I doubt we'll be allowed there. This place doesn't take kindly to outsiders.
Outsiders.
No, that may be true, but you don't know unless you try.
Do we know any locals?
We do one.
Yes,
No.
I want.
Is that the one you ran away?
What was he
Yeah, is that the
called
one-
again? Hemith.
Well, don't we know two? Pipes up Megan.
Two?
We also know that other Duro. Perhaps he might know something, although we have no idea where he might have gone. Benippo, remember?
Oh yeah, I was actually talking about him. Yeah, he should be coming back with some sort of information eventually.
Didn't he
If
go
he-
off to some kind of part of town that only his kind were allowed? Or something
Yes.
like that?
Yeah.
He did. He did say that he would come back there. If I remember.
Oh, should we go over there whilst we wait for this place to get a little bit more crowded?
Yeah.
Mhm.
I'd say it's still worth a shot, because even though it's not so much a local pub, these guild would likely target people more if they're not local, because they're going to have repercussions in their own community.
Yeah, the guards would be less
Good.
inclined to help us as
Yeah.
well, considering their.
Yeah. So I reckon if anything, the Thieves Guild would target a pub with outsiders more than they would a local pub.
Indeed.
So yeah, shall we wait till it gets a little bit more busy?
I'm gonna
Yeah.
go and have a look for Budipo.
Okay. I don't think there's anything else that anyone else wanted to do in town.
I mean, we don't have money to do anything else in town, I think.
Yeah, we.
Oh,
This
Jim,
town
Jim,
is
Jim, Jim
expensive
Jar
for us.
perks up at this point and says, I made a little coin just gambling here. There's some, traders, local traders, traders that were local to us, before they move on to another place, and I made a few gold off of them. He kind of holds up. I know I owe you guys a few, but would you like to reinvest that gold and see if we can lure these thieves in? I mean, I can go find myself a pub or a game somewhere.
Could be good if it looks like a more official game.
Might be hard to find. Durgar don't gamble too much, but there's always fellow outsiders, and if that's trying to attract the attention of the Thieves Guild, that's all we really need, right?
Yeah, it'll be the prize more than the game listing that lures them in.
Good, it's settled then. I will keep all the gold that I owe you. We'll just call it that's the debt null and void at this point, and then I will attempt to win us lots of money and attract the Thieves Guild.
Is that everyone okay with that plan, or?
Well, I didn't owe him any money. He didn't owe me any money, so yeah.
Yeah, I'm more referring to anyone who he owes money to.
Oh.
That would be
Okay.
Sir. I think he's the only one.
It's all good. It's all good. Let's see here. So, now I don't know you anything. I will go out and gamble. I'll take all the risk. And I'll help us get the thief that we need. Right?
Yeah.
And Jim Jarrett gets up from his chair and, takes out his pocket of money and heads off.
Okay.
Now what?
I would like to ask the group a little bit more about why they're tracking down this feed guild, or how they ended up tracking down this Thieves Guild.
Duncan I just point at Boris. It's like, ask him.
Yeah, Boris knows more.
Okay.
Just be a bit skeptical.
Yeah, so I went to Keepers of the Flame. That's one of the the Smith guilds or the merchant guilds, and I was wondering if I could use their smithies to make some items. And then they saw that I was a capable adventurer, and I told them about our group of capable adventurers. And they offered me a lot of gold to go and find this Thieves Guild. And I thought, that seems like a good idea.
Oh,
And
and
the benefit.
let me just chime in here. By a lot, he just means the vague a lot.
Yeah, he
Oh,
didn't
so they
give
didn't
me.
specify how much money.
Yeah,
To be
exactly.
yeah, he didn't specify.
And a
he-
lot
I
is
mean-
very objective.
I mean, he had mountains of gold in his room, so I think it will be a decent amount.
Yes, but
Nah.
as I said, that's negotiating 101.
I
I'm
mean,
sort of a
and,
little bit.
and as a
I'm a
fellow
little bit.
artisan, I felt kind of inclined to help him out with this problem. because artisans need to stick together, right?
The character's a little bit suspicious that you're mainly in this for the money, but sort of gets it.
I mean, no one checked if I was
Sure.
in it for the money, so yeah, that's fine.
It's clear you were though.
Yeah, that I was. I'm in it for the money. Don't worry about it.
Yeah. As long as the evil from this world is eradicated, then it's an honest wage.
Hmm.
An honest wage to get rid of the evil. Is that what you seriously said?
That is what he said.
Well,
Yes.
Yes.
I mean, it's a thieves guild. How good can they be, right?
Yeah. No, I sort of accept this reasoning.
There is a underlying power problem with removing a thieves guild from a city.
I mean, we're not removing it. We just needed to find it. He didn't say kill everyone in thieves guild. He just say find it and tell me where it is.
Yes, but that would most likely result in it being practically gone, and then that would create a power vacuum, and it will cause more problems than solve.
I'm pretty sure you can take care of the power vacuum.
My character would like to chip in and just go. Evil deserves to be slaughtered wherever it pops up. It doesn't matter what fills its gap; that will be taken out too.
I understand your righteousness, but the only reason thieves guilds exist in cities is because once thieves guilds are established, they create a flow of power that, if removed, only spawns in worse evil.
I would like to suggest what you propose we do about it instead. Would you rather just be left?
At this present time, we don't really have much of an alternative. I know this, but still. Being blinded by gold is a curse in itself. As I say that, I look at Boris.
I'm blinded by knowledge, okay? I just really want to use those smithy.
I want to start singing "She Blinded Me with Science" all of a sudden. Alright. So you guys have been sitting out there in the outside little eating area for the the little dining hall. Well, technically half a dining hall, half an outdoor area next to the next to the inn. It's not the tavern, it's the inn. All this time, you're getting the occasional looks from the the couple of dwarves you guys met before, and they seem to be kind of giving you a wide berth at this point. And there's a bit of a whisper in the air saying that they found that drow person dead, but that drow guy was with these guys, and they found him dead in a room.
Do I overhear any of this whispering?
Yeah,
I wouldn't know about the trial.
it's somewhat carrying far more than it should.
Okay. I sort of turn to the group and ask, what's this about a dead drow?
Well, we originally had a drow in our little, well, I guess, medium-sized group that escaped from prison. And one day, when we wake up, he was dead. Murdered.
To be fair, yeah.
That was earlier today.
Yeah, earlier.
To be
So it's
fair,
not
the
early
drow.
today.
Yeah, and the drow wanted to offer him like he was like a super bad drow, so I don't really think it's the worst thing.
Well,
Could happen.
he technically he was better than the drow that we are running from.
I mean, that's only because we know his side.
Are you really trying to sympathize with the drow that
No,
imprisoned us?
I'm just saying you don't know why he was in prison.
Actually, he kind of talked about it, perps at Megan. He said that he can't remember exactly what happened, but supposedly he killed another member of his household.
He was a murderer.
In a way, an enemy of your enemy is always your friend.
I'm not even gonna get into that, but okay.
Okay.
Okay, let's enact the plan, hopefully.
Yeah. Shall we move on with the plan?
Yes. Let's stop dibble dabbling. Start getting serious.
Has the what's his name again?
Jim Jar.
Jim Jar. Returned yet,
You
or-
saw Jim Jar vanish. You know, he left the tavern, not tavern, sorry, the inn, and headed west somewhere. You didn't actually see him go any further than that. You just kind of saw him kind of vanish into the crowd. But he definitely went west from here.
Okay.
Chris.
Yep.
I just realized that I still have a bunch of the fish we didn't eat.
Yeah, it's only been less than 10 minutes. I mean, the fish are still fine. They're freshly dead. You're kind of like holding them on a string.
Well, this is just only boring fish. I'm gonna go and sell it to the innkeeper.
The innkeeper takes one look at these things and says, "Why are you trying to sell these to me?"
Well, I don't need as much. I don't think. And I can always provide myself with more.
Is this what you're trying to do to pay off your tab?
I don't. Well, no.
Didn't we pay our tab up front?
Didn't we already pay?
It should be paid.
Yeah.
Trying to swindle us.
Look, if you want to pay for longer, this looks like you're trying to get me to pay for you to
No,
give you
I'm
rooms for
thinking
longer.
You need fresh fish for your food, and I need the money.
Ugh. Well, those things are disgusting. They keep popping up in the bay. If they get a hold of your leg, they try to eat you. They don't
No,
taste very
this
good
is
at all.
This is not the bandcore. This is the fish.
Which fish? I'm sorry.
When we were on the raft.
Oh, right, I forgot about those. I'm sorry.
But I don't think. Yeah.
Yeah,
they ate a lot of them.
Yeah, at this point they would have decayed.
I'm trying to sell him decayed fish.
So he's like,
I'm
get
sorry,
out of
take him
here.
out. I'll take him out of my inventory. I was just wondering.
That's terrible. It's really terrible.
Okay, so I have nothing to sell.
I would like to point out, by my background of by popular demand, as long as I play every night and help entertain, I pretty much get free lodging.
Okay.
Thank you, background story.
Right. Well, no one here thinks we should go and get the. What was his name again?
Jim Jar. Oh, Bedippo. Yeah.
Bedippo.
I mean, if I remember correctly, he said he was gonna come back, and also he's in.
No, but
places-
Bedippo said he was heading home. It was the other guy that said he was going to come back with a job for you. The deep dwarf. Yeah.
Yeah, if we find
Trigger.
Bedippo, he's gonna be in the part of town where these what were they called? Doros?
Yep, the Dioro live. Yeah.
Yeah,
Which-
Dioros.
which would give you a good idea as to where to find Droki when he's
Yeah.
not out and about.
Exactly. This would be the part of town he would living otherwise, if we need to find him. I mean, how many Dueros would walk around with a weird hat?
Probably
no.
not that many.
Or
Exactly.
you walking around with a weird hat.
What? Weird hat? I don't have a weird hat.
You have the beard that contains everything. The beard of holding.
Yes.
You sure that's not a hat?
Pretty sure. Ah.
Oh, if you want to go search for Bidabo, well, let's go then. So if we can find.
Well, maybe he know this guy. Maybe they're childhood friends. Maybe it's his brother.
If only we're that lucky.
You never know. But
Kurt will head out the door and would he know the direction of the Deoro slums, I'd assume they would be called?
no, you don't actually know where those are.
Could ask the innkeeper for directions.
No, I'll just grab a hold of the dwarf any dwarf down here and just go, hey, where do the Deoros live?
The Duke dwarf in question kind of scowls at you, spits on the ground, and looks off towards the west. Those filthy creatures all live out that way.
Thank you, and I head off.
Yeah, I'll follow Kurt.
Sure, why not? Lead the way, Kurt.
See, what you gotta do here is follow the smell.
Well,
How
he
can
definitely
you smell
smells,
properly?
that's for sure.
Kurt, how
What?
can you smell properly when you're mostly be smelling everything in your beard?
Well, you see, I adapted. I've grown an immunity.
Fair enough.
He's a super smeller.
Yeah.
So you've adapted to your own stench. Got it.
Right.
Currently getting some peace done in the beard.
You may want to take out the nest of birds that's living in your beard.
Oh
Starting
no,
to look
I'm
a
waiting
little
until they're
bit
fully
white.
grown.
What
Starting to
are you
look a
saying? That's
little
free
white.
food.
So it would be off in this direction.
Off towards the west.
Alright.
Yes.
The guy that you got a hold of didn't tell you anything more specifically than that. You just pointed towards the west and said that way.
We'll hold off in the dock district and head west from there.
Wait, what donkey?
This is a dock. Dock district.
Ah, dock.
Dock.
Yeah, I could be on board with that.
Keep up with the dwarf.
Oh god. Pretty spry for a dwarf.
I have no idea where he's going.
Way out west, I think.
If,
going
if he
west.
leads us into a trap, he's on his own.
If you leave
Go
us into a
left.
trap,
So
Does it smell like the Duro slums yet?
no, as though you pass by this area, it looks like there's a large, like what is it, stalagmite? I can never remember. That has fallen into the water and is sticking out there. You can see lights. You can see what it looks like a couple of dwarves and a couple of orcs heading in that way. And you get the distinct impression there that that's a tavern over there that caters to foreigners.
Another tavern out on that pillar.
There's even a sign. It says, The Shattered Spire.
Which
Right.
tells
Only real lead we have.
How is it the lead?
It's a place that of notice.
As you guys, oops, I'm gonna assume that you guys are right here. As you guys hang around there and are debating whether or not to go into the tavern, the rhythmic hammering of the city's forges are suddenly drowned out for a second by a thundering roar and the sound of crumbling rock off in this direction over here. Durgar and visitors alike turn to look as a two-headed, gray-skinned giant bursts through a gate.
I don't think that's the noise we're looking for. The tavern it is.
So there is a big giant crashing through a gate right now. Hold on one second.
I have a
And
feeling,
in spite of this picture, it's got two heads. It's got.
I have a feeling we
I
should
reach
walk
for my
away.
weapon.
We should help these
It's
people.
howling madly and lashing out left and right, littering the area directly in front of you with rock and stone debris. As he bellows, one of the swings connects with a Durgar soldier nearby, whose broken body flies to the air and crashes almost at your feet with a sickening crunch. Blood splatters on Kurt's shoes.
Ew.
Okay, so this is a large or a gigantic creature?
Let's see. Stone giants classified as huge.
I hate to ask this scene as the guy just died at our feet, but does he have a weapon on him?
I believe there's.
I
Uh-huh.
kind of need.
Look, we're
I kinda-
mal-equipped. Let them have
Do you
it.
not have a weapon?
I do, but listen.
I mean,
There's
I
a-
might have a spare. I have a spear and a longsword. I can't use both at once, so I
I mean,
could
I have
lend you my spear.
A variety of weaponry is what I'm good at. Okay.
Mo.
Mhm.
I already have a spear. I have my fantastic carpet and my dagger.
You see a war pick, a javelin, and a javelin on this guy.
The javelin. Eat that.
Oh, can I pick up the war pick?
Sure.
This
I'm
is
good
why I
on
search- This is why I search bodies. Even if they did just die and it's sad, they might have useful weaponry that we need at this point in time,
Okay. I
aka a javelin.
look away from you looting the corpse and ready my shield. Stat taking point essentially. So, I sort of instinctively stand in front of you guys. Is this
I
rolling
can't
for
see. You're
initiative?
so tall.
Oh wow.
See, this is more like our role.
Look
Yeah,
at me
yeah,
just rolling. I'm gonna roll. Yeah, welcome to the crew.
Welcome.
Yeah.
Welcome to the terrible.
Before we go too much further, Driz, what's the
Hold on one second. I need to
Roll.
fix. I need to fix this map size real quick.
What's your question?
does anyone know the role difference for attacking something that's bigger than you? I can't remember. But
There
fifth
is-
edition, yeah.
It doesn't matter.
Doesn't really matter.
It
Yeah,
has its own AC. That's how they do it.
Yeah.
I think.
Yeah.
In an open area, I don't think it would make much difference. It's only if it was like in an enclosed space, which would make difference.
Like even if this would be a gargantuan creature, and if you walk up and stab it in the foot, it will still do damage.
Yeah.
Dark Souls style.
Yeah. You can take out a toe or something.
You don't really have to hit the vitals, and you being short. I mean, that would be horrible if you played a gnome. You're like, I'm small, and this large creature is attacking me. I'm fucked.
Yeah, I can just step on you at that
If
point.
you're a gnome, a human attacking you would be a large creature.
Yeah, pretty much.
And then it would also work backwards, because have you tried to spot a mosquito? It's not easy.
Okay, there we
what
go.
spells do I have?
So Boris gets to go first.
I think my action is gonna be Shield of Faith on myself. Because I don't want to die. That's half my spell slots, and I guess I'll get into melee range. Why not? I'm a beefcake. I should be able to survive one swat.
Says the beefcake gets murdered instantaneously. Hello?
You usually do that. I can tank this and then you just go down on the ground.
Look, my AC is 20. I
I'm
will
going
be
to say stay
surprised
close
if
to
it.
me as well, because I can also
Oh.
give it disadvantage on its attack roll if it attacks back.
Oh, that's good. That's very good.
Alright.
That's
So anything
my
else you can
turn.
do?
I think
Okay.
that's everything.
Alright, Gadriel.
Yeah.
So,
Really?
any bets on who's going to be knocked down first? Knocked unconscious?
Boris. I bet Boris.
Good.
I see people throwing shit, and I'm gonna say Duncan.
You know, I'm definitely going to say Boris.
How much do we bet with our imaginary gold that we don't have?
That's what I'm about. We
I bet
have
one-
at least
Beefy
11
itself, I
gold.
have 24 gold.
I bet one of my future gold that
I'll take
out
that
of you
bet.
and me, out of you and me,
That's
you'll
fine.
first go down.
I mean,
That's fine. This bet stands until one of us goes down.
alright, who
Even
here
if
wants
both of us bet.
who here wants to bet that it's gonna die to Duncan's flint?
Oh, that's a losing bet for anyone who bets against it.
Anything's been dangerous.
Don't underestimate.
I would also like to note who doesn't actually have armor for future reference.
I think we all have armor or natural armor.
We all have armor, but all our armor is shit. That's
I don't
I have
nice.
chainmail, so I have pretty decent armor.
I don't
Chainmail and
actually
shield.
have any armor.
Who doesn't?
Me,
Who is me?
Duncan.
Duncan.
Duncan. Okay, Duncan, you'll be the first one to get mage shield or mage armor.
Wouldn't Duncan
Thank
have
you.
picked up like leather armor when you guys were in the armory originally?
I thought you got your hands on leather armor.
Or
Yeah, I
in
thought
Duncan-
so.
chainmail or something?
I thought I
think-
did.
Because I
But
thought I handed
we
that
all
to him.
picked up chain shirts, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I thought I handed
did
that
we?
to him in his
Okay.
character sheet.
no, I didn't
Um,
actually.
Just get
Yeah,
me
I'll
some
do-
leather later, and I'll make you one. Don't worry.
Kinky.
I know why I don't have any armor because I donated it at the last place we were at.
Yeah, but you didn't need it though, do you?
No, I didn't need it after I went barbarian warlock.
So, Igrissa, what are you gonna do?
Does Duncan dare provoke its attack?
How
Wait,
would I-
is it my turn or?
Yes, it is.
Yeah, it's your
Yeah,
turn.
you can see on the turn order.
Oh, I'm sorry. I thought someone was ahead of me. Sorry. Shit.
I mean, you could always delay the turn if you really want to. I don't like you
No.
slid through the water.
Yeah, Yggdrasil
wait.
is swimming.
No, just ignore that and say that you've walked past
Okay, I was
the other
gonna
people's
say, like,
characters.
Hello, am I water walking? Excuse me.
You're a god.
Is that an attack of opportunity?
You'll probably be, walking around them there. The rest of it's like water, so you're kind of buttressed up against the wall there.
Oh, okay. No, because I was gonna stay right there and just like shoot my freaking
Okay.
sun bolts at this guy.
So maybe
but-
you're like here instead.
Yeah, there you go. There it is. There it is. Oh crap. One second.
Chris, you're a little bit quiet. Like you're distant.
Oh, I'm sorry. I pushed up my thing again because my cat came over and tried
Push-
chewing on it.
pushed up your head. I didn't know that was possible.
No, the microphone on my headset.
I know. I'm legit troll.
Just a snarky remark.
Way of the Sun Soul. Because I know they go off of your. I feel like I thought they go off your decks. Okay. Range spell. Range of 30 feet. Proficient. Add your dex mod to its attack and damage rolls. Damage is radiant. Die is a d4. Spend 1 key point. Make a special attack twice. I can't flurry of blows with this, can I? Nope. Alright, screw it. I'm gonna spend a key point to attack twice with these, so. Double Endokuken! What? Hey!
Alright, looks like we got 7 points of damage on this thing. 'Cause I don't think this. Yeah. Yep, that definitely gets through the AC.
Endokuken!
That was a solid hit.
Excellent.
Now only 200 more HP to go.
Yes.
Don't worry.
Oh.
We can always count on my shots.
I'm guessing there are still some deep dwarf guards on our side. Or they're all just mush.
You see the giant, like, after getting hit with those dragon bolts, kind of, like, the one head kind of screams, and the other head, blinks its eyes slowly and just kind of makes a whimpering, guttering noise. Kurt, what do you do?
Kill it. Am I within its reach?
I would say yes. However, the one good thing is this guy doesn't seem to be armed. He just seems to have hands and feet that can crush things. Like, you did say that happened to a guard, so. Roll an insight check.
Insight.
Yeah, as you're, looking at the giant, trying to figure out how badly you're going to die, you get this overwhelming feeling that this guy is completely out of his mind. Like, the second head isn't normal for this guy, and it's just suddenly sporadically grown and caused him to go crazy.
Yeah. He should die. I am going to use Hunter's Mark on him. So that's gonna be a... Oh, don't mind the Colossal Slayer. I don't know why that shows up now. And then I will do a hand crossbow attack on him. Now the Colossal Slayer is in effect. So that's 15 points of damage if I hit.
And it doesn't hit. The bolt kind of goes flying and bounces off its very tough skin.
Yeah, bullocks.
Seems like a situation for my flint.
Balasar.
Okay.
Why aren't you attacking with your flint? You have better luck.
I haven't attacked yet.
I'm going to attack him with my longsword, and if I hit, I will use Divine Smite on him as well.
Alrighty.
I believe Divine Smite I can just add on to the roll afterwards.
Yeah, you use up a spell slot, I believe.
Yeah, it's a spell slot and it's an extra 2d8 damage. So first the attack.
That hits.
Nice roll. Okay.
Giant lets out a roar of pain as you strike down onto its leg, blood gushing down from the wound.
Let me just see where I put Divine Smite. That one. Extra damage is 2d8.
Right.
1 second, there we go.
Whoa!
Bloody hell. Oh, I'll take that. I'll take
So-
that.
So as you
The fuck was that hit?
as you rip open the wound, gushing blood from this guy's leg, the divine energy just goes streaking up the leg into the body, and you see the giant jolt in pain. Both heads rage at once as it tries to keep gripping of itself. Duncan.
Alright, I'm going to go over here. And before I get into like melee range, I'll do a lunging attack with my trusty flint.
Whoa, that actually hits.
See? and
9
using
damage.
and I have my spear in my second hand.
You make another pinprick of blood on this guy. Kind of like a little mosquito.
And I'll move over.
Azura, what would you like to do?
To try not sneezing. Holy crap. Okay. Well, I am gonna cast a spell. Well, hold on, where's Duncan? Since he's
Over
rushed
here.
away.
There's a fight to be had. Add your rush.
Yeah, I just have to see how far away you have to be. Well, you literally made me have to come to you in order to give you the mage
Sorry,
armor.
you can. I don't know. I'll compensate you somehow. I always have a javelin.
So I'm going to be attacking him with my enhanced Eldritch Blast.
So, while these guys are attacking this guy on the leg, your Eldritch Blast goes flying up into one of the giant's heads. The giant squeals with the pain of the sudden blast of Eldritch power.
And with that, I will move closer to Duncan.
Sorry.
And because he moved away, I will still use another Eldritch Blast.
Yeah, just remember this whole area is water, so you really can't you can't stay in that area. And that one goes wide, just crashing into the ground next to it. Right. The giant rolls around and for some reason, it seems to have a vendetta against Kurt. You see that the smaller of the two heads, the eyes just open wide and pierce right into Kurt's soul as it brings its hands down onto you.
Come on, Kurt.
Does that hit?
It does not.
And he gets a second attack. And so the ground in front of you, you see plumes of dust come up as it dents into the ground from its mighty fist blows that just barely miss you.
Calm down, I only want you dead.
Hey, Azora, I'm really gonna need that magic armor.
Boris!
Boris is gonna see if he can make a fine statue out of that marble right in front of him. He can, I think, or maybe not.
Oh yeah, I forgot. Boris, before your turn starts, you hear a rallying cry of "Yeah!" And you get the impression that something has come up behind the giant and is hitting it from behind. It grunts twice as damage is occurring. Boris, go.
I make some marble. That's it.
All right,
I only get one attack.
get real. Gadriel.
Sorry, I was muted. 5 foot and pummel this thing. So that's my flurry of blows maneuver. It's been a while since I've played a monk. Please excuse me.
As long as you don't trip.
What level are we? We're level 3, ain't it? Yeah, we're level.
Yep.
Did you whisper the attack to yourself, or still incoming?
Yeah, I'm gonna flurry. I just need to figure
Oh,
out.
okay, cool. Just making sure.
That's fine. Usually after you take the attack, shoot. Oh, okay. So let's see. I'm gonna take the attack action, then as a bonus, use another. A strike again, and then I think if I use a key point, I can attack 2 more times. Do I have that right? Pretty sure.
Sounds about right. But then again, I don't play monks, so.
Immediately after you take the attack
Charlatan.
action, after you take your attack action on your turn, you spend 1 key point, make 2 extra unarmed attack as a bonus action.
Oh, those are bonus actions. You only get 1 bonus action. That's right. That's it. That's it. Yeah. All right, I'm gonna flurry of blows, spend a key point flurry. So, bada boom. One.
And for some reason, the giant manages to pull its leg back before you can land it the first touch.
But bring your ugly leg back here, you ugly muff.
That one, on the other hand, does land.
That one does. I feel every piece of these claws in your arm. Or your lower thigh, one of the two.
Probably his leg, yeah.
Yeah, I feel every piece. So that's 14 damage?
Oh, that's right, there was another strike, so that's another one. More blood comes gushing down the leg, this time spilling a bit onto Gadriel.
Gotta fall eventually, you bastard.
Kurt!
Yes. I will rush up to one of its feet and stab it. Go and stay there. Short sword. Damn it.
You had good intent, but it missed.
Alright, well,
You get yourself a sharp flint.
Shit. I have nothing to do.
And
I'll
Balasar.
have a look at the marble.
Wait, you're a fantastic cook, but in battle, there's more to be desired.
Just be glad I'm not attacking with a fucking wooden ladle or something.
With a frying pan. I could just imagine him doing this with a frying pan.
I mean, if Tangos taught us anything, frying pans are deadly.
That's true.
Exactly.
One shot it.
Not as deadly as my flint, though.
Balasar.
I'm not going to use Divine Smite this time. I'm just going to go with a regular longsword attack, aiming for the same gash I cut in the last attack. And cripple
Alright.
one leg.
And your blade just kind of scrapes along the ground, just barely missing the leg as it shifts again.
Okay.
Duncan!
Alright, well, I'm going to lunge upwards to get a higher part of him than normal with my lunging attack, just so I can add my already die here. And with my flint, because flint's good. Oh, come on, flint!
This time the flint is ineffectual as it finds a rather tough piece of skin and just skids off.
Alright, fine, I'll just have to do that with my spear. Oh,
And the spear doesn't even get close. Azura! Show us what you can do.
Okay, I am going to use Mage Armor at will and touch Duncan with that. Move 5 feet and then use it on myself as well.
Excellent.
Duncan, go ahead
You
and put an icon
um,
on yourself for that.
You don't have 2 actions.
No, see, it's
At
at
will.
will. So he could do it whenever he wants.
Oh,
However, can he do it on 2 people?
It's
Isn't
at
it
will.
still- yeah,
He-
but
technically,
has
it
enough
doesn't matter if
specify.
it's both concentration. You can't have 2 concentration.
Oh, that's right. You can only have one because of the concentration spells.
Mage armor isn't concentration.
Is it? Oh, it's not.
It's
Okay.
a duration.
It's not.
Ah, if it's duration, then yes, you can. Okay. So this time, the stone giant reels back and aims for the monk in the party.
Realized.
That is a miss.
What do you realise?
That hits. All right. Oops. The fist just comes right down into your head, causing 11 damage. The giant then grunts from behind as more damage is taken from the other side of it. Boris! Gadriel, the monk.
Right.
Wait, what about me? Hello?
You lost 11 hit points.
Damn. Alright.
Boris is gonna use the right tool for the job and see if he can. No, he can't. Is Sanctuary a bonus action? I'll cast Sanctuary on. Sanctuary. I can't cast Sanctuary on anyone because they're gonna attack, so forget it.
Gadriel, your turn.
How much key do I have?
Should be
Oh, I
listed
have one
in
more.
other
I
sources.
have one more key point. Alright. I'm gonna hit him with my. I'm gonna swipe at him. Swipe at his lower jugular. I'm gonna swipe at him with my claws twice.
Alright, that's a miss. Second one hits, though. You kind of jump up and manage to reach more onto the upper leg, the thigh, or the outside of it, and you rake your claws down, dragging bits of giant flesh with you.
So you gotta fall sometime.
You can see the eyes and the second head glazing over at this point. Kurt!
Third tries to charm. Short sword. No.
Balasar!
Is there any place nearby where you can get a higher vantage point? Like, a bit where I'm standing, are there any like buildings or anything overlooking him from
It-
slightly higher? End?
Not without getting smashed by the giant as you try to climb them. And basically none that you can reach within 6 seconds. Basically, you could probably be up to the top of one in a minute, but in 6
Yeah,
seconds
that's a bit
now.
too long. Okay, cool. I'll just go with a regular sword attack then.
Alrighty. That hits.
Hits for one foot. Oh, I've got to play a card now.
Duncan!
How damaged does this giant look?
Roll a medicine check. You aren't sure, but you can tell there's a lot of blood pouring down from its legs and, dotting the floor around you.
Oh well. Time to continue what I keep doing. Miss. Hit.
It screams as you seem to catch right into a tendon.
Then I'm going to active surge. No one escapes my wrath
Miss.
unless I miss.
Azura!
Okay.
See what you can do, big guy.
I am going to go ahead and start launching some Eldritch Blasts.
Boo!
Ooh, that was a nice
So,
hit.
so your Eldritch Blast comes streaking out from your fingers, smacks right into the main head. The giant screams and begins to fall towards the dwarves. Boris, Kurt, roll dexterity saving throw.
Yes!
Oh
We
no.
can do this, Kurt. We can do this.
Trust your dwarf.
Oh,
Then-
whoa, what do
Oh,
you
hello.
Boris dashes out of the way, but the giant collapses directly on top of Kurt.
I imagine Kurt going like I cannot outrun this. Oh no, I'll catch him and take raise up my arms.
We can do this. One of y'all can.
I'll try to catch him.
You're half crushed under the falling giant.
You fail.
Hmm.
And you fail.
You're pinned. Take 19 damage. There is now the body of a two-headed stone giant laying on you.
Oh.
I'm gonna give Kurt a little luck step to make sure he doesn't die right away.
Wow.
Oh girl. I'm so stuck over here. Oh, good roll.
Is the stone giant just knocked down, or is it?
It's dead. You basically the spell that you cast went directly through the eyes and into the main brain of the giant.
Thank you, force damage.
And the resulting impact, though, unfortunately caused him to fall onto your friends. So
We should pull Kurt out.
yeah, I was just gonna propose
I'll,
that.
I'll try and pull him
Not
out.
mine.
So-
Strength throw, I'm guessing.
yes, that would be a strength throw.
I'll be
So
helping.
as you guys work on pulling Kurt out from underneath this giant, several Durgar come climbing over the body from the other side to take a look
Can I-
at you guys. Can you what?
Oh no, leave it.
Alright. So, yeah, several of the Durgar, all dressed in like guards and advanced guards and whatnot. Look at you as you're pulling your very injured friend out from under the body, and sees the weapons in your hands and looks at the now dead stone giant and nods to you. You've done Crackleslag a great service today, outsiders.
You're welcome.
I didn't think that outsiders would be so brave.
Anything to help the people in need.
Could you help us out? We are looking for someone.
Who are you looking
guy
for?
underneath the giant.
We're looking for Droki.
Droki. That sounds like a Diro name.
Yeah, he's the Diro with the weird hat and the weird clothing style.
Well, you should probably check with the Durgar quarter. It's sorry, the Diro quarter. It's not far from here. It kind of points down in let's see, map. Come here, map. Yeah, he points down in this direction.
Thank you very much.
So you pull poor injured Kurt out from under this giant. He looks partly flat. His beard is all askew. There's blood coming out of his nose, but he's still alive.
Oh, thanks for the healing. I'm basically back up and almost. I'm quite fine. Gosh,
Well, there's no one died this time. Actually, no, Kurt was knocked down, wasn't he?
I mean, yeah.
He did not conscious though.
Yeah, he didn't reach our conscious state, but he was underneath the giant for a while.
Kurt?
hello.
I think you lost that bet that we made today.
Excuse me. I bet it on myself.
The bet was between me and Boris, not Kurt.
I never
Yeah.
agreed to that bet though. I never told you I know anyone of those.
Yeah, and the bet is still going.
Yes.
Yeah, I was
Neither
not.
is.
I was never knocked unconscious.
Are you sure about that? No, I'm kidding.
Well, we have our direction. Kurt, are you okay to stand?
I'll like crack my back or something like. Knock the plates back in order and go. Yeah, I'm fine.
Just whenever next time, we'll your timber next time a giant decides to fall on top of you.
Appreciate it.
Well then, let's get a move on. Before any other stone giants pop up.
Alright.
Duncan, remember that mage armor lasts for a while.
As you guys are talking about that, another stone giant, this one dressed in nice robes, with only one head, heads to the body, and gazes down with it at it, looking a bit sad.
Did you know this stone giant?
The giant kind of looks over towards you. Yes, this was Ryhud. He never used to have a second head. He must have succumbed to the madness while communing with the stone in the cavern.
Sorry?
The giant just kind of shakes his head sadly and looks down at the Durgar. We'll take care of his body. And reaches down and just starts scooping up the body that you just killed.
What's
hold
it
on.
about the stone?
Yeah.
Don't worry about it, outsiders.
We
And
try to
he
convince him otherwise.
well, roll persuasion.
I can't
We aren't.
stand. I can't stand there being a possible danger to innocent lives.
And we aren't particularly outsiders. We've been approved by the Flame Keepers, and I show him the emblem we got to assist.
The giant the giant stops moving for a moment. Boris, I'm waiting for your persuasion.
I was gonna just help Duncan with his, but okay.
He doesn't need help. He rolled a 19.
I'm.
Alright, so he looks between both Boris and Duncan, and because Boris is holding up an emblem, he kind of stares at Boris and says,
Oh, I have that emblem too.
Yeah, but he's the one that was pulling it out to talk with him. He says, "Well, I am Dorhun, apprentice to the stone speaker Hagram, and right out here was another one of the apprentices. He was just commuting in the cavern, and he went mad and charged all the way up here. I don't know why he grew a second head, but it has to do something with the madness. It's been affecting this place lately. But if you want to know more, I imagine you should come by the cavern before you leave for anywhere else and speak with our master."
And which way is the cavern?
He points to the down to the south. It appears that it's the southernmost area from past the area where you pointed out that Draku would be. The west the area where the Diro live. It's down south of that. So, what would you guys
Very
like to
well.
do?
Well, we do
Continue.
still have the person to look for.
I'd say look for the person, complete our objective, talk to the great benefactor, then go down and see what the stone has, because that's kind of probably important.
Why do we
I'm
have
quite
to go,
intrigued by this
What?
two-headed stone.
why do we have to go to the benefactor after?
I
Okay.
just need. I mean, I just need to inform him. He kind of wants it to be like a formal thing, like me telling him personally, so that he knows like his entourage hasn't like shuffled with the info he would get, because Thieves Guild is everywhere.
Yes, but we don't have any intel.
I mean, after we find the guy and get what we need to know.
But surely that's not a. Surely going to your benefactor isn't a priority. After
No,
we
no,
do
it's no. It's just like it. I'll go later than alone. That's fine. Also, I can do it
that.
after we.
I do not trust you alone with that benefactor of yours.
I mean, I don't know if he'll like you much. He didn't like me much, to be honest. To be fair, he might like our new friend a lot. Our new friend is probably like very. I think you'll like him.
Oh god, this is like the opposite of the Sunday game.
Boris, you're sounding even more suspicious.
I
The way you're talking is very suspicious.
that's fine. You can come. Do be warned. He
Can we
looks
all-
a bit.
Can we all make an agreement Boris is no longer allowed to make decisions upon quests?
Exactly. We've already tried to make that agreement, I believe.
You'll see why I decided to help him when you meet him.
What the fact that he has a lot of money around his.
Yeah,
Well,
at least
yeah.
you mentioned money.
It's not per se that, he's just very persuasive and intimidating, might one say as well.
I've been in the army, friend. I know intimidating.
And,
We'll
and no one's
see.
gonna scare a Dragonborn paladin.
Yeah, I
seen
think
it.
you'll be fine. You'll be fine.
Sorry.
I'm sorry,
It's
Chris.
never good when Grizz cackles.
Like I said, it's unfortunately partly because of what's going on in the Sunday game with you guys. It's like the opposite. Nobody trusts your character on the
I know.
Sunday game, and now you're in the
It's really
same
funny.
this.
It's
You
a-
say that nobody trusts me in the Sunday game either. I'm just not trustworthy, apparently.
they trust you. They trust in Sunday game. They trust you more than they trust.
Well, they trust you more than they trust Bellevere, at least.
Even
I mean,
though
yeah.
Bella good person. He's not gonna do anything. Well,
Boris
like,
is
come
also
on.
a good person. He wouldn't do anything to hurt the group. Come on, let's just
Only
find
Kurt.
this guy.
Only Kurt knows Boris well enough to judge that.
Yeah.
No comment.
Let's go. Come, let's find the dude. Let's enact your plan, scheme thingy. Rich boy.
So, now that you're heading in that direction, we're going to enter Theater of the Mind again. Because I couldn't find a proper map for this place. So, I am moving you to another blank map. And as you guys get down there, you pass through the gate. The stench in the air changes from acrid and metallic to fetid and repugnant. The fires of industry are replaced by that of squalor and rot. The homes in this part of Grackelslag are crudely carved from the rock, or just holes in the walls, arranged in no apparent order. The chatter in the air is unnerving, with hundreds of Dero muttering, screaming at each other, and otherwise revealing their insanity. Those who spot you look at you with burning hatred.
Wait, we're in a new city and they're me-mugging us?
You're in a little district of the city. Basically the ghetto.
Next person that me-mugs me, I'd be like, the fuck you looking at?
Please don't antagonize them. We're
I'm-
here for one reason only. That's
I'm
No.
saying it. I'm saying it anyway, cause that's what my character would do. Next person me mugging. The hell you looking?
we have a job to do.
Yeah, well, I'm aware of that. You need to get out of our way then.
So, what would you like to do now that you're in this very unhappy territory?
Let's go.
What is your
we
order
know
of
who
business?
we know who we're looking for. Probably Arcs, the friendliest looking person. If they've seen who we're looking for.
Well, roll me a perception check. So, sitting in front of one of the hovels, you see there's like various other deer around, but sitting in front of one of them in particular is what looks to be an old, wise, potentially Dero, just sitting there smoking a pipe. He's got a long beard. It's kind of like bunched up around his legs, his knees, and he keeps puffing on his pipe and then setting his pipe down into the beard, just resting it there. He seems to be staring off into space.
Well, he's probably the best bet we have. So, Boris, this is your task. You're the one that practically has the job. You do the talking.
I mean, I'm not that good at. This
Don't worry.
isn't gonna.
All you have to do is simply ask where the person we're looking for is.
All right. I'll look up and I'll go in like undercommon, and I'll go like, hello, I'm Boris and I'm looking for Druki. He said he had something for me. I can't find him anywhere.
Shooba 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 shooba!
In the what?
Right, do I understand that? I speak
I'll-
mad.
I'll hold my hand up and I'll go. I make this like form of a hat above my head, and I do with my finger like tentacles, and I'll just and then
Ow! Ooh. He blows a cloud of smoke in your face. Roll a persuasion
Sorry.
check.
Squishy, what about this man looked wise?
He's old, smoking a pipe with a beard. People associate that with a wise old
said
man.
I didn't.
I think he was asking me because I said he looked like an old wise old man. Cause, that's the way wise old men are often portrayed, looking like small, white, wizened, long beard. No, this is a Diro. He's crazy. So he looks at you for a moment, looking at your hand wiggling, and goes, "Oh, Droki. Where Droki? He takes another puff of his things,
I'll
seeming to be
repeat
thinking
them.
for a
Where
moment.
Droki?
Where Droki?
I just nod.
He starts nodding back, and then puffs on his pipe, and then he gestures towards two of the really ramshackle little houses, like really no more than holes in the wall. Roll perception check.
I'll nod thankfully at him and give him like 2 silver pieces. Why not?
What?
And I'll go towards the building. Look, I'm trusting of this guy already. I don't know what he's telling me. For all I know, that's the place where they're gonna stab me to death, but I trust him. He got my sign language. I trust him.
Roll
No,
perception.
I don't know why. I honestly don't know why I expected something different.
Look, you guys are
Coming
following
from
me.
Boris.
It's your
Coming from
fault.
Boris, I don't know what I thought I was going to expect from Boris, especially with that role.
Whatever it is, I don't see
A crit.
shit.
Following the guy who's blind.
Maybe I see too much. Who knows?
This is why he's in front.
Okay.
Guys, you said there's something in these buildings. Wait, where did the buildings go?
So, all of a sudden, as you are heading towards there, let's see, you were pointed out in this direction. Who is directly behind Boris?
Correct.
It's been more than 10 minutes since the giant fight, right?
Yeah, so I was like removing your thingamajiggies.
I mean, Duncan shield, wizard
Okay.
magic armor lasts for 8 hours.
So you hear a giggling coming out of the holes, and erupting from them all of a sudden are Diro of various sizes, all wielding various weapons.
Yep.
And I just go wobbly, wobbly, wobbly. Wobbly, wobbly, wobbly. Grossy.
Rainbow picnic!
Oh no.
Don't you dare do that, Chris. No.
Jazz hands.
No.
Jazz hands into tentacle hands.
Those are not memories. If I was Adler, I would be screaming right now.
Roll a wisdom saving throw!
Not Adler, so.
What?
I was saying I was saying for Duncan, roll a wisdom saving throw.
Why? I don't need. I'm not Adler.
I didn't say you were. I just told you to roll a wisdom saving throw.
There, screw you.
Alright.
These are wisdom saving throws.
Alright, you're fine.
One
Damn
of
right
these
I
days
am.
I'm gonna get stabbed by a flint, I'm so sure of it.
Oh, don't worry. It'll be fixed to an actual weapon by then.
Yeah.
I'm just stating,
I'll
I
craft
think my
it for you.
dice are broke.
Exactly. Actually, no,
What
I'll
do you
craft it
mean
myself.
by dice are broken?
Yeah, what do
13
you-
is perfectly fine. Look at
13's
me.
better than. 13's better
Okay, are
than
we
a
missing
free-
anyone?
I don't know.
Gabriel, we're missing Gabriel.
I'm pretty sure that was a nat 1 for initiative.
What's going on? Oh, we roll an initiative?
Yep,
Okay.
you're being
No.
jumped by a bunch of Diro.
Kurt has a nat 1, you have a 13, I think. Probably.
God, right now all the Diro are running on the same initiative.
Wonderful.
Oh, that's not gonna end well.
Duncan, you going first.
Oh. these guys clearly look hostile, so
And one of them is shouting, "Picnic! Picnic! Picnic!"
I'm going to be safe and just do a nice lunging attack from where I'm standing at red.
Ah!
He's still alive.
Yes, he's still alive.
Oh,
He
damn
looks.
it, I forgot my spirit.
He looks down at his chest and is like looking back at you. His blank eyes just seem to be blazing for a moment.
Hang on, I forgot that my superiority died to that, so let me just...
And he yells, "Tomato!" And then he
Another
and then he goes, "Ah!" And then he just dies in your as he yells "tomato" for his
Even
final
happening
word.
right now. You know what? Nope.
and then I'm gonna throw my newly acquired javelin at red 2. Why not?
Ah! Shrimp!
What? What? Well,
Now all of the Dero get to attack. Red 2 holds up his crossbow and fires at Duncan.
Ow.
Ha! Picnic! The next one, the blue one over here, cackles madly and aims his crossbow at Kurt.
Oh, bastard. Miss.
Then red 2 rushes at Balsar with his hooked spear. Ah, Galaxy!
That is a miss.
And then green 1 fires at Boris.
I'm just going to point out quickly,
Nope.
I do have protection. So
Excellent.
Kurt and Boris, anything that attacks them has disadvantage pretty much. So I can do
Oh,
the
cool.
extra disadvantage.
And green 2 also goes after you with his hooked spear. And misses.
They're not very good at hitting with actual melee weapons.
Yeah, they're a bunch of crazy people.
No, I could overkill here. Do I overkill? That's the question.
Save it for something bigger. I'm pretty sure we're gonna
Yeah.
get into more trouble today.
True. I'll just use a longsword attack then.
Right? Which one are you attacking?
Oh, sorry, blue 2. The one right in front of me.
Alrighty. Ah! Ezra.
At first, I would like to note whether or not it has been 8 hours since the last.
No.
No.
No, it's been like a half an hour since the last fight.
Yeah,
In that
then
case, I'll put that back on.
yeah, that means I should have my.
Oh, okay. I didn't.
Yes.
I sorry, I forgot about that. When I was.
That's an 8-hour duration, or unless I
Oh,
cancel. this-
excellent. So
Very
for some reason, I thought it was 10 minutes. Guess it's Sanctuary I'm thinking of.
Oh no, that would be a useless spell.
Alright.
Okay, so I am going to attack red 2 with an enhanced Eldritch Blast.
Ugh! The red 2 just goes flying back and slams into a wall. Its body half just blown away by the force of the Eldritch Blast.
Ignore that. I will move 5 feet and launch another Eldritch Blast at blue 1.
Alright. That one
and I will go
misses.
flying past it.
And he just kind of raises his crossbow at you and shakes it in the air and starts yelling, "Picnic! Picnic!" Gadriel!
This is just bad memories of burning book.
Oh
burning
yeah.
1 second.
Yeah, but it wasn't you that went crazy that time.
I know, but it was not a pleasant sight.
Uh-huh.
Alright, Boom. Double claw swipes.
Alrighty.
At
Miss.
this one.
And then the second one hits. You kind of rake your claws down the back of
Wait,
the
I'm
one.
flanking. Do I get advantage on that one?
It doesn't matter. It's dead.
Oh, okay. Damn.
And the claws just kind of rip open you rip open the Diro's spine and basically yank it out, possibly accidentally,
So-
and it falls to the ground
Just
dead.
saying is, I basically just fatality this guy.
Yep.
Cool.
They're not that strong.
Oh yeah, they're just crazy.
Yeah.
Boris.
And plus, that one was already injured.
I'm gonna move up here and I'm gonna smash blue with my warpick.
All right. Miss.
Or not. Good. That's it.
Kurt.
Yep. No, I'll move up with Boris and attack with my short sword on blue.
By the way, they're yelling a lot of these things in Dwarvish.
Oh good, I can't understand them anyway.
We can. Right, Kurt?
Well, actually, you can because of you're still affected by the spores that Stool has with you. Basically, after a while, if you split up from Stool, you'll stop being able to understand things you don't normally understand. But for the moment, you still understand it because you're kind of in Stool's matrix.
Still there.
So
Right.
he grunts from the hit of the short sword, looks at Kurt, and mutters, "Rainbow, rainbow." Duncan.
Alright, this guy. I'm gonna go up here, behind him. And a nice, quick jab.
Right in the
Flanking.
back. He slumps to the ground, dead. The last words
Yeah,
were,
okay.
"Rain!" Yeah.
Then I'm gonna go here. Use lunging attack with my spear. On, obviously, green.
And you manage to draw some blood from this one. And he turns and tries to jab you back with his hooked spear.
Does he have the range?
Oh, oops, sorry. He steps forward by one and then tries to grab you with his
There we
hooked
go.
spear. And he's attempting to pull you prone.
Okay. So, what do I need to stop him from pushing?
You don't take the 1 damage, you instead fall on the ground.
Really?
They-
What a coward.
Wait, except, is the 18 part of your shield, or is that without your shield bonus?
That's with the bonus.
Okay, so yeah, it just, basically instead of jabbing it into you, he pulls you, the hook down and pulls out your legs from under you. You get spilled onto the ground.
What a cowardly way to fight.
And meanwhile, the other Diro attempts to do the same thing to Balasar
Okay.
and misses.
Yeah.
Balasar.
I'm going to respond to him trying to hook by pulling him in and trying to drive my sword through him. Let's go with that.
Oof. Tomato.
They really like their food, don't they?
Blood just spurts from the wounds that you give him. Azura.
Okay, I will launch an attack at Drain 1.
And that's a miss.
Not. What the heck? One more.
And green. That's a hit. It slams into his chest. You can just smell a bit of burning meat in the air, but he's still up and raging. He's glaring over at you, shouting, "Pig Picnic! Gadriel.
You really like making them shout pick, don't you?
Can we attack diagonally or no?
It's become the words of the crazy people.
We can attack diagonally, right?
Yes, you can.
Yeah.
Cool.
Nowhere around you did.
I'm pretty sure he's dead.
Oh yeah. You basically rip him open with your claws, and his blood just saturates the ground.
I run him. I run him through with the. I swipe across I swipe across with the left and run him through with the right. Bitches.
Alrighty. Boris, what would you like to do?
I'd like to try to knock this one unconscious, not kill him. Yeah, I finally hit something.
He should be damaged enough to go down.
Hopefully.
Thankfully, it's not a crit.
Alright. Stab into this guy. His eyes are rolling. He's just kind of whispering now. Picnic. Picnic. As if you can see one. Kurt, what would you like to do?
Well, if I see Boris using his blunt side of the war pick to hurt him, guess I'll just throw my net on him.
Alright. You've captured the Diro in a net. What would you like to do with him?
Disarm him.
You pull out his hooked spear and his crossbow.
I'll take his crossbow bolts and refill them.
You know, that hooked spear, I want to use it.
Alright. Stats on the spear are a 1d6 of piercing damage, but you can also knock somebody over with it.
Instead
My
of dealing
arsenal
damage.
increases from my trusty flint and dagger to now two spears, javelin, my trusty flint, and my dagger. Just what I needed.
So this poor Diro is now, completely wrapped up in a net, still mumbling about picnics in a very sad voice. Picnic, picnic. What do you guys wish to do with him?
Let him rot.
Kurt, you're the one that captured him. It's all on you, buddy.
I'm looking at Boris.
I go to him in Dwarfish and I'm gonna tap him on the face and I'm gonna go Droki, where Droki, and then I'm gonna do the tentacle head again because that seemed to work last time.
It blinks a bit and points towards a wall. Roll a perception check.
Boris, I swear to God.
Why do you guys trust me to roll perception check?
Well, you're the one that he.
Alright.
Kurt is right
So-
next. Could he roll?
Well, actually, Boris, in this case. Boris, as you look closely at the area he's pointing at, you see a bit of, it looks like the air around the direction he's pointing is bending slightly. And you see, instead of simply the two holes that, you expect to be for the homes of these Jiro, that suddenly you notice that there's a little gap between them that seems to be leading into a tunnel of some kind.
I tap him again and go like question mark, like Thieves Guild? I raise my shoulders.
Droki.
I'll just toss him on the ground and go like, I think we found Droki in the hole.
Good.
I hope so. We're letting them
I
go,
was-
yeah.
Yeah. Chris, quick question.
Sure.
No, I wouldn't know if this is the Thieves Guild. Would I know this is the place I was looking for?
It seems to be the area that you were pointed to.
Yeah, but I mean for my benefactor.
You have no idea. All you know is it had something to do with your pal Droki.
Let's go in there, guys. It's totally safe and a good plan. Anyone any will to stop us?
No, I'm
I
good.
mean, we don't really have much to go on.
Okay, we're going in. Good plan.
Yeah, I need to get my jump back.
Alright, I guess we're going in.
All right.
Will anyone check for traps for the husks?
I could try.
Boris totally agreed to check all the traps first.
Well, I don't think that's a good idea.
I could try
Boris
to look
says.
crap. I mean,
Yeah.
I've dealt with some on the field, but never really like this.
Before
So-
that, I wouldn't want our bet to be unfair, and I give you a healing buff. You regain
thanks.
7 hit points.
Oh, that's not what I wanted. There we go. Alright, I shall look for any trap in the way that we will put it, I guess.
Yep.
Apparently, I am a god at finding traps. There are any.
Alrighty. Yeah, you don't see any traps, but as you guys get to the bit of air that's first I want to know what your marching order is. Like put your tokens here. Whoever's first, move right here, please.
I guess technically I'll have to look for traps.
I'll be second and take responsibility if things go wrong. 'Cause it is
Alright.
my fault.
I'll take the beer then. Oh god,
So-
I'm the wrong thing.
So Duncan, roll a wisdom saving throw, please. Yeah, you're fine. Balsar, roll wisdom saving throw.
Also, why are you in front?
Balsar,
Oh, sorry, I
wisdom saving throw, please.
oh, my bad. Yep.
Ooh.
Ooh, that's not good.
So, you feel very uncomfortable as you stand there at the front of the of this weird tunnel. It feels like there's cold seeping into your limbs, and you have this feeling that that for the next turn that you take, you're going to have a disadvantage on the next ability check or saving throw.
Okay.
Boris, Kurt, Azura, Gadriel, you're up. 14 or higher, you're fine. Anything less than that, same effect as Joey.
And it was a wisdom save. Yeah, we're good.
Oh dear.
I'm the only.
Come on.
Come on.
It really is. It's really cold in
Come
this
on.
tunnel, guys, isn't it?
Yeah, wait. Azuro,
Right.
Wisdom saving throw,
Please.
please.
please,
Ow.
please, I don't want to be the only one not affected by this.
I'm used to a better climate on life, you know, than
Join
this
me in
cold
safety.
tunnel.
Nope,
Oh,
he's
come
affected too. Duncan, you're the only one that doesn't feel agitated or restless as you're entering this tunnel. You don't feel the weird cold sensation. So your next ability check is fine. But there's any saving throw or ability check is a disadvantage for the first roll that you make.
Jesus.
Oh no, wait. On any roll that you make for until you leave this area. So Duncan's my bad.
What?
Does that mean I'm
Sorry.
practically
What I mean is that your attacks are fine. But if it's an ability or if it's ability check or a saving throw, you have disadvantage until you leave the cavern. That's what I'm gonna
That
say.
means I'm
Great.
pretty much the best person to be doing stuff that outside of combat. Great.
Is there a cold emote?
I mean, it would be faster to just give myself some type of emote. After all, you are all affected by it. You know what?
Yeah, but I'm probably gonna forget. Knowing me.
I'm safe from the weird effects of this place.
You say that.
I rolled a 14, so yes, I'm safe from the weird effects of this. I'm 100% so my confidence is slowly dwindling the more I hear Briz type.
Yeah, I'm just typing up what it says here. Oops. Yeah, there we go. And that's for everybody except Duncan. Alrighty then.
I didn't
So-
see a message.
It's on. Do you guys see this? It's on. It's right here on the
Right
page.
Not a message, just
Alright, there we go.
So as you guys kind of like make your way into the tunnels, eventually you spy a relatively small cave that branches off the main tunnel, and there, in the distance, standing by a narrow crack in the wall, a tall but narrow crack in the wall, is the person you believe to be Droki, a Darrow with that weird floppy hat. You see him staring at this crack for a moment, then he leans down and rummages along the fungi, cackling with glee as he plucks a short mushroom and eats it whole. As he finishes the last bite, you see him shrink down to a doll's size and run into the crack.
ugh, this place has a lot of...
One will make you smaller. Sorry. Alice in Wonderland here, in a very twisted way. Now, in addition to this path, since this is a very small little cavern going on, there's another path, heading off off in this direction, just straight ahead, and there appears to be like another split going on that way, and there's the sound of water coming from the path ahead of you. You just kind of hear it faintly in the distance, and the cavern that Droki went into is like over here. What would you guys like to do?
Can I take like 10 minutes to identify the mushrooms?
Okay, so you guys are heading into that.
No.
Are you guys all trying to head into that mushroom thing, or is just one of you?
I mean,
about to
I
see
don't
if
know what's
I
the
know of
plan.
any mushrooms that would have shrunk someone away.
If you start seeing mushrooms magically dancing, I am leaving.
They sing and dance too.
That's it. I'm out of here.
You have a job to do, you're not leaving anyway.
Fine. I'm just saying, you can't get me lost in here.
No guarantee.
I mean,
Hello?
Robo.
I'm believing your computer's slowly dying.
That's some serious robot.
Yeah. For a moment there, I thought they started their revolution. Can I, while they are talking, can I take like time to like pick one of the mushrooms and identify them?
You're gonna have to go into that little cavern over there.
I mean, I can. Do I? Yeah, sure. I'll do that and step into a trap because I was dumb. That's fine.
Snap into a trap slam.
I'm still looking for traps.
Yeah.
Possible
Well,
there's a trap.
Boris goes there, picks like a mushroom. Is like, what kind of mushroom is that? I need to think about this for about like 10 minutes. Actually, 11.
Casting time is 1 minute, it says.
Yeah, 1 minute, but I can't cast it because my spell slots are dead. I need to take-
Identify is for well, yeah, I guess these would qualify. They are magically imbued if they're shrinking people. So roll a 1d2.
I somehow have the urge to say that they're magically delicious.
If they're cooked right. Oh my.
All right, so you spend what do the rest of you guys do as he's doing that? In fact, Balsar, Duncan, roll perception checks.
Oh my.
That's more like it. Only one of us knows.
Oh, okay.
Oh,
Duncan. While you don't see any traps, you do detect a horrible odor coming from this direction.
The fine, horrible odor.
It's getting worse. It definitely smells like something you're actually kind of used to, considering your profession. Like the smell of corpses, some of which smell rather fresh, coming from this direction. And it's getting worse the longer you spend in this tunnel, as Boris is attempting to identify things.
Everyone just hears Duncan go, "Oh."
Oh?
This mushroom seems quite interesting.
Can none of you smell that?
It's yellow and green complexion.
So none of you can smell the corpse.
What?
I mean, I think I've lost all sense of smell. I must have a blocked nose.
Could Kurt push past in this corridor?
Sure, but I said Boris is going to be a while investigating something, so.
It was Kurt. If you are you stealthy enough to?
Well, are we stealthing?
Well, I don't know what's
Because
possibly further down, and also
Kurt is just
Dead
gonna
corpses.
walk over here into this magical
you're gonna
land
do
of
that there.
mushrooms.
Right.
Oh.
Well, the stench of rot and decay is coming from this direction.
Yeah,
Alright. Well.
Do you
Balasar?
pass on the smell of rotten decay? So what I know now that is the smell.
Well, you're kind of nose blind at the moment.
Balasar?
Yeah.
Be on guard, okay?
Okay. I've got my shield out.
And I'm going to stealthily
All right.
make my way up here.
intriguing.
All right. So the passage narrows a bit over here. It's like, sorry, my drawing sucks. But of course, this map itself I'm looking at is not much better. And you can't quite see what's in the rest of this chamber beyond there. You'd have to get through the little clunch point right there.
Okay, Balasar,
Yep.
if you
Yep.
hear screaming, rush in as fast as possible, ready to fight something.
No worries. I'll stand at the sort of edge, listening.
Alright. Wish me luck.
Mere shout of everything is all good.
Duncan, come to me in second roll 20 group.
Ton of them!
No, I just want to describe this to you, and you can decide if you wish to relay it to the rest of your party. As you venture into the cavern, a stench of rotting meat rises. The floor is carpeted with human remains in varying stages of decomposition, arranged in a spiral pattern around the cave's center. One of the things you spy right away in the center of this spiral is some very, very fresh organs that look like they were harvested just today from a still living body.
Ooh. Can I identify any of the fresh bodies?
Roll a medicine check.
Medicine. I'm bad at this. I lied.
Most of them look like they're pretty old, maybe as much as 2 months. But the organs in the middle there, again, look like they were harvested just today. The bodies themselves, you see things like probably were Duro at one point, maybe Durgar, Orc, even what appears to be a deep gnome. It kind of really reminds you of some kind of shrine.
Could I possibly try and figure out the what? If it looks like some sort of shrine, would I be able to figure out if it is actually a shrine to some god?
Let's see. Roll a history check.
Oh, good. That's not any better than religion. Damn it.
Nope, doesn't look like anything you're aware of. Nothing you've ever heard of.
Damn one.
Roll an intelligence check.
That's even worse.
Alright, so as you gaze at the organs that are at the center of the pile, like, again, trying to figure out what kind of shrine this is, you're kind of nudged into a memory of something you saw earlier in the day. A dead body of one of your companions, seemingly missing these same organs.
Oh no. Why did you have because of Duncan's goddamn personality, I would have to... Why? Well then. Guess I have some organ to retrieve back, and...
Okay, they're in the center of this room over here.
What? Continuing to be stealthy. Going to slowly move around the corpses.
Roll a perception check.
God's sake. Perception. Now you choose to not be perceptive. Now, Duncan. Alright.
So, yeah, you're basically focused on the body, and you don't even notice anything until you hear a voice, a very familiar voice, call, "Oh, there you are!" Do you look up when you hear that voice, or
Yes.
you see somebody you recognize very well because he's been with you for a while, except that he ran away yesterday. Pidippo is standing there, wiping his hands on his vests. "I didn't expect to find you here, and with my shrine nearly finished, and the power, my faithful are finally honoring me. Are you? Yes, yes, I sense that you are ready to receive the truth in your hearts."
Let's lay down.
Back to the rest of the group.
Please make your assumption.
Yeah. Apparently we're fucked. Have I found out what mushroom it is yet? 'Cause maybe I'm hungry.
No, you're still in the middle of your identification.
Sorry, I think I dipped out for a second.
Duncan is in battle. The rest of you guys have no idea what's going on yet.
You guys can handle it. I need to find out what
Has
kind of
Duncan
mushroom it is.
shouted for help yet? Because I'm sort of waiting for his shout.
Yeah, that's what he's gonna.
Not shouting for help yet.
Which means that basically Duncan and the person he's facing have first blows here.
That motherfucking traitor.
I know, right? Imagine my surprise seeing him here.
Duncan, on your first turn, you're standing in the middle of the makeshift shrine. What do you do?
What weapons does Pidippo have?
He appears to have a knife, but he is just smiling beatifically at you.
I will say this in a very loud tone, loud enough so people can hear me.
Aye.
What are you doing?
And do you attack, or is that the end of your turn?
I'll sort of put my head around the corner here.
Do I attack? That's
You can only move on your turn, Belsar.
You can
Yeah,
hold
I know.
your action till he comes and attacks you.
Yeah, I will back up. Well, okay, I guess technically move to the other corner and just ready my action in case he gets
Okay.
closer.
So he smiles and raises his hands. A light just suddenly fills the chamber. If his shouting didn't alert you, there's a weird light suddenly emanating from the weird crack in the wall over here. Getting up to the corner. Boris and Kurt Boris and Kurt, you're kind of distracted at this point, considering you're busy with the mushrooms.
Right.
Meanwhile, Blasar and Azura are well alerted to the fact that there's something pretty bad going on over here. And suddenly, the bodies down there raise up.
Backing into that corner was probably a bad idea.
Oh,
Yeah.
zombies.
I didn't expect him to raise
Thought it.
head.
Oh.
But cackles. Everybody else roll initiative, please.
But
I was wondering.
what are you doing?
I was wondering whether or not I should come down, but I guess at this point.
Well, it's a good thing I have Wave the Sun Soul because radiant damage hurts.
Am I not your friend?
Same, actually.
I mean, you are. If there weren't
I-
skeletons, I wouldn't.
Badoppo, am I not your friend?
Yes, and that is why I'm so pleased to see that you're honoring me.
You're going to kill me!
You will be joining the ranks of my undead. My army. You will join my army, and we will rise up together.
But
Why
you're
does
not
this
on
character
that.
sound
Wait,
so
is his
familiar
name-
to me in other
Is
games?
his name Budapo or Bopito? Because we've been saying it wrong the entire time.
Buffito, I'm terrible with names.
Yeah,
Eh.
but you made him!
No, I didn't. He was created by this. He's one of the stock characters in Out of the Abyss.
Look, maybe that's why he's trying to kill us now, because we mispronounced his
remember
name.
his-
Hey, he introduced us that way. Not our fault that introduced
make
his
it
own
right.
name.
Still doesn't make it right.
Yes, it does. The person thinks it's right, it's right.
Hello? Hello? Like,
Logic.
We'll be fine. We'll be
Will
fine.
he? I'm surrounded by corpses.
I mean, you're a buff dude.
I mean, I'm a
Walking
paladin. I can
corpses.
take down corpses fairly easily.
Duncan.
Yeah. I can't.
Yeah, you're kind of you're gonna kind of need healing in a bit, I think.
Yes.
If I were you, I'd try and get closer to us because I can use protection if you get within 5 feet of me. But I can't if you're on your phone tunnel.
Can I get past the corpses?
Unlikely. They would start attacking you as soon as you tried moving past them. They've kind of got you penned in there in the corner. So Duncan, what do you do?
20 feet.
Damn. Well, I don't have much of a choice at the moment. So I'm just going to slash at green 2.
Bring your blade around. Sharp stabby. Wait, that's piercing, isn't it?
Yeah. Sadly.
Oh, okay, sorry. It's just sorry. It's just more vulnerable to connect. It does take piercing damage. For a second there, I thought it was something else. There we go.
Still alive? Okay. But
Yeah. And now it's collapsed into a heap of bones back on the ground with scraps of flesh clinging to it. The skeleton comes down and oops, where'd the rest of it go? Ah, there we go. And raises its short sword to stab you. And
That
misses.
and I will use my reaction. Strike back at it.
All right, go for it. And you
Miss.
miss. The other one raises its short bow and fires at you.
Oh, the other one
Wait.
had a short bow.
What's the new? Is this a new initiative? Why do I still have the 7?
As I rolled for you.
Wait, what?
Duncan, you just took a short bow attack.
Yeah.
Boris, you're still in the middle of identify. You stop identifying and join in the battle, which it's sort of raising in the distance, or you can continue to identify.
I think I'm gonna keep holding it, but I'm gonna move over there. Like I'm gonna move over here, and you know what? I'll drop it and I'll use my action to dash and get over here.
All right.
Oh, Forrest, welcome to the area of corpses and all.
Belisar!
Okay, I'm going to
But I rolled.
go round here, round the corner to the nearest skeleton.
Please butcher that skeleton.
I'm going to, as a bonus action, cast Divine Favor.
Show me the
Which
might of
means-
Paladin.
Divine Favor. Oh, I didn't realize it casted like that. Basically, Divine Favor, if I'm not mistaken, until the spell ends, which lasts for 1 minute, my weapon attacks deal an extra 1d4 radiant damage.
Excellent.
Okay. And then I'm going to attack with my short sword to the one closest to me.
All right.
Long sword.
And you miss.
No, great. No worries.
Skeleton. Skeleton raises its short sword and tries to stab Duncan.
Oh, come on. Could have rolled one lower, please.
Sorry, Duncan. Zura!
Duncan, were you counting in your AC armor bonus?
Yep.
From the mage's armor?
Yeah, it puts me up to 8. Azora, your turn.
I'm
Help
surprised
us,
I can literally make it there.
We need your help.
Okay, let's see.
I'm surrounded by corpses.
I noticed. Blue one.
Alrighty. Alright, that definitely hits that. You see many of the bones just drop off the skeleton's body, but it's still intact enough to fight back.
Let's see here, and... One sec. As a bonus action, I'm gonna use my horns to attack his.
Put your head down and jamming it into that thing, which then causes the skeleton to just collapse into a pile of nothing, rejoining the rest of the mess on the floor. Gadriel.
Out of curiosity, can I take? Cause you rolled for me after I rolled.
If you did, you must not have held your token down. I'm sorry. I thought you were still AFK, and I noticed that you.
No, I was back. I should have.
Sorry, dude.
That was my bad. Nah,
I didn't see you on the turn order, so I just thought you were still out.
Nah, my dog. This miscommunication on my end. My bad. 3, 4, 5. How many feet can I move? 40. Oh, nice. 7, 8. Oh, of course. And you're all blocking the. Wait, can I still hit? I'm gonna aim
You
for
can
this one.
move. You can move past a friendly unit since they're not in combat
Yeah, you can-
anymore.
You can
or
make a
full
dash.
range.
You can make a dash action and get right over there, or you can get over here, on top of that bone pile.
I'm gonna make a. What is it?
Because basically, you can't see the skeletons from the position you're at. You can only see the backs of their bodies because this tunnel right here is actually very, very narrow. So
okay.
you,
I'm
but
gonna spend my last key point to make go step of the wind. So I get a dash.
Win.
So 1. I'll be right here. Hope you don't mind me firing over the shoulder. I'm going to.
well, these are the two tall guys. This guy over here is very short.
Of course. It's got to be done.
Like
Shoot me in the back.
Balasar and Azura. How tall are you guys?
I'm about 7 feet tall, so I don't
And
know.
Gadriel, how tall are you?
I'm 6'7".
I forgot how tall I am. I think I'm like 6 feet something.
Oh, so yeah, you wouldn't be firing over their shoulders. They're much taller than you are.
Oh, so I'll just shoot from underneath. I don't know.
You'd be in serious disadvantage trying to shoot between them because they're blocking you.
Dang it.
Just move past them.
Yeah.
Yeah. The only reason there's an X over this guy is because his initiative is also this guy's initiative.
Oh, okay, cool. Well, I'm on
I
top.
would also say that you three are also all in range of my protection, so people attacking you get disadvantage.
Excellent.
Alright, now that we've settled that, I'm gonna empty a full clip of radiance into this thing right now. So,
Which one?
the green one. Green one. So, attack action, and I'm gonna use a bonus action to make another attack. So, boom, boom.
All right.
And that's radiant damage. So I think the undead. I think
No, these guys, these basic skeletons aren't affected extra by radiant damage.
Oh,
Please roll Arcana check to decipher what they are vulnerable to.
I'm bad at art.
You think you might be able to do more damage with a club than with simple magic.
Oh, would you look at that? None of my weapons have hit.
So basically, full bludgeoning
Yeah.
damage.
Basically, yes.
Alright.
So, Bedipo,
Basically, just punch it.
you see basically Bedipo just smiling over at all of you and saying, "Oh, don't be mean, my friends. You'll be joining them soon. You'll be honoring me."
The only person that's going to be joining this army undead is your sorry ass.
Ah, but I'm a god, you see. So you must be honoring me with your bodies. The rest more flesh to join with.
Okay, I take some offense to him calling himself a god. There's only one. You're not one of the gods I recognise.
Ah, but you will soon. You will soon.
Game, you're a little unfamiliar right now.
But Dippo comes up to Boris and attempts to hug him with a dagger.
What? Get your
Oh,
ugly
really?
ass away from... Oh.
He gets
alright.
he rolled good.
But Pitto, sorry. Give us a. Maybe it was Bidippo. Hold on. Yeah, it's Bidippo.
It's that now. No matter what you say, his name's not changing anymore.
Bidippo. Kurt. I am terrible with names. I'm sorry. Kurt.
I'm guessing I noticed the commotion.
Yeah, you saw Boris, who had been previously studying a mushroom intently, suddenly drop the mushroom and run out of the cave after you heard Duncan screaming for help.
Free mushroom.
There's actually a whole bunch of mushrooms there in that thing. Some are big, some are small.
Well, actually, does he have the will to drop the mushroom?
Oh, Kurt can always just store the mushroom, and
Yeah, tell you what.
he doesn't have to eat mushroom.
Would it be my full action to pick up some mushrooms? Or
Yep.
would you consider-
Yes, you can gather up a bunch of mushrooms with a survival check.
Cool, I'll gather mushrooms.
Really, Kurt?
You pick up one of the big mushrooms and one of the small mushrooms, and maybe 2 more of the small mushrooms. So you get like 3 small mushrooms in 1 big mushroom.
Alright, well, I'm gonna move towards the commotion. 10, 15. Oh!
And you kind of make out the back of Balsar, and you kind of hear groans that might be of the undead, but you can't quite make out any skeletons from that position. There's too narrow of a corridor right here.
Cool, mosh pit. What's going on? I think that's my turn. If I can't see any enemies, that is.
Yeah, you can barely make out anything because there's 2 big people in front of you. You can kind of peer through their legs, but you're not getting much.
Tell you what, I'll move back and give them room if they want to move back.
Okay.
Aren't you standing back?
So
I'm
Blue
against the wall here.
Blue pulls up, is holding a short bow and fires an arrow at Duncan. Misses. Duncan, what would you like to do?
I would love to get out of this situation, but it's not as simple as that.
If you take out green, you could probably run through.
Yeah, I was gonna take out this anyway. Come on, my lucky flint. Save the day.
No!
Ah, you tried it.
Come on, my second lucky spear. Save the day.
No!
Boy.
Duncan.
Are you kidding me?
Red seems to be grinning, though it's probably just the skull, as it jabs its short sword towards Duncan again.
Oh, me again?
Yep, they're fixated on you. And two on the other hand, it suddenly drops its crossbow and turns towards Boris and tries to stab him with a short sword.
Good luck, that doesn't
It's got
hit.
disadvantage on that.
He does, yeah.
Boris!
I'm gonna hit green in the face because he's bothering my friend.
Alright.
I guess that hits, and it's
Oh yeah. You bring your war pick around and smash it. Most of its skull is now gone, but it's still up and moving.
That
like-
thing's still moving.
Yep.
I forgot that the war pick wasn't blunt. I should've
Yeah,
used my
it's piercing. Belisar, what would you like to do?
Okay. Not really much room to move, is there? Okay. I do have a ranged weapon though. I'm going to throw my spear. I'm going to throw it aiming for the man
Okay.
who claims to be God.
Alright, so that's over the top of Boris's head, so you're good there. Spear's thrown, it pierces him right in the stomach, and he gasps and glares at you. Unbeliever!
Also has divine favor on it, so I get the radiant damage as well.
Oof.
1 radiant damage, it's not much, but
That helps, he's bleeding.
tiny little bit. Well,
Skeleton! Stabby stabby at Duncan!
Why?
Probably,
Skeleton.
probably hear you say why like that. Azura!
Something needs to be done about Pepito.
Knock him out. I have serious questions for him.
Alright, that's a miss. The Eldritch Blast goes right over the Dero's head.
Let's see if we can't make this work. No.
And then your attempt to gore him, he just kind of like, he's too short for you. Your horns just go over his head too. And he's just
Boris,
smiling
get
up at you. Gadriel, what would you like to do?
Can I like get like right here and punch this thing in the face?
Right now your movement is too confined by the rest of your party members.
Okay, that's fine.
Just knock out green. And
Yeah, I'm just gonna
I really don't want blue to hit me again.
boom. Second attack. Oh.
And green collapses into bits of bone.
Could you
Alright.
possibly get in melee combat with blue, my dear friend? He will knock me down if he hits me again.
I'm gonna move.
I'm eating profusely.
Yep. Duncan looks like a pincushion.
That's
There's
right.
blood. There's blood running all down him. He's got a few arrows in him. Clear gashes from stab wounds.
I'm like a target practice in this bloody place.
Just get behind me.
Yeah, you're better at damage than I am.
Yeah,
That's my
this time you miss. Alright. So Pippa just smiles over at Duncan and says, "Don't worry, all will be clear to you soon, and you will
shut
thank
up,
me for
Pippa.
for ending your suffering."
My suffering is caused by you.
Must be into first.
And he stabs out at. He tries to hug Boris again with a dagger.
Gets the 17 out of it.
Why does he? Oh,
Yeah,
it's
because you're in radiant, so his attacks are disadvantaged towards you. So that's a 17, which means it doesn't hit you. Kurt,
Haha, so it protects you with my shield.
you've definitely heard Pepito's voice down there echoing through the tunnels.
Oh, we found him.
Please come in now.
Alright, so could I just push past Balazar?
Yeah, you could probably duck under his legs. He's very tall.
Hup, 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 hup.
And you see the skeletons. You see some of them up and down. And you see Pepito trying to hug Boris with a knife.
Now it's not the time for hugging. I'll do... Who's watching something in the background?
Yeah.
I'll put Hunter's Mark on the red skeleton in front of
Now ready? Red skeleton.
and then I'll is it hurt?
Hold on. Roll. Sorry, I'm getting distracted over here. Hold on one second.
It's-
Mute. Yeah. Sorry, had to mute him. Yeah. Roll a medicine check.
I mean it's more just a feature thing, like if it is hurt it
Yeah. It doesn't look like it hurt yet.
Alright then. So it's not that I want to know as a character, it's just as a player it's depending on how much damage I will do.
Alrighty.
So I'll attack with a short sword and does it hit?
Waiting for your roll.
I roll.
There you go.
Oh, there it is.
And
Does that
yes, it did.
Then
It
I
hits.
do 2 more damage.
Alrighty. A few of the ribs come crashing down onto the floor. It's still up though, but its eyes are its by its focus appears to be focused on Duncan.
Get away from Duncan.
Blue, on the other hand, pulls out its short sword and stabs out at Gadriel. And I believe that hits. Hold on, I've got Gadriel on mute because of the background noise. There we go. So that hits, and the Dragonborn is now bleeding for 8 piercing.
I'm bleeding? What in the haberdasheries?
Yeah, blue in front of you stabbed you.
Don't worry, won't die. I'll make sure of it.
Duncan, it's all on you now, buddy.
First off, I need to get back into this fight properly.
Yay, second wind.
I don't like doing that because I miss out on my second attack. But Flint!
And you miss. If a skeleton could laugh, it'd probably be laughing at you now.
I'm still recovering from injury.
And that same skeleton works to try to stab you again, Duncan. But misses. The skeleton next to you, however, turns and goes for Gadriel.
Oh dear lord.
Gadriel takes an additional 5 damage.
Gadriel has now turned into the pink cushion.
Yeah.
Additional. So wait, how many?
Which means you're now down to you should be down to 6 HP at this point. Because you took 8 earlier, and now you're taking an additional 5.
Great.
And Boris. And what's that at? Boris? You might be muted, Boris.
Oh, hello. Yeah, sorry. Yeah. I'm gonna spike a potion of chemical acids, and that's gonna hit both me, Bedipo, skeleton number 2, and skeleton number 1. The 2 red ones.
Okay, so draw a box to show where all of it's being hit, and so we know who has to roll dexterity saving throw.
Does this one hit one creature, or does it hit? I don't know. Does it hit one creature? I think it did just hit once.
Oh, okay. Then which one are you hitting?
Let's do 1, because he's preventing. I don't know. I took that at 1.
1 has the most damage.
Yeah, so he needs to make a DC 12 dex save, or be hit by 10. And he makes it.
And the acid apparently does not affect him whatsoever. The acid just kind of this jar or whatever of acid just lands between the skeleton's legs, starts eating into the flesh of the floor, and doesn't touch the bones of the skeleton at all.
I'm gonna go like, aww.
Boris? He was
Yeah?
5 feet in front of you.
I'm sorry. It's been a long time, okay? I'm not
You
the
would
young
have been better off attacking.
I'm not the young basketball player I was long ago. I'm not as good at like shooting hoops as like a young
Right,
person.
what's
I'm
basketball?
old. Okay. Okay.
What is this basketball you speak of?
It's a sport that's like gaining influence in the dwarven community.
It's a game that dwarves love.
Yeah, it's a new game the dwarves play.
Is this something that you sit there and bounce your faces off of?
Okay, I've thrown my spear, so I'm going to move to where the dead skeleton was,
Alright.
and then attack skeleton number 1 with my long sword.
Alrighty. And
dear.
that misses.
Well, oh dear.
Does it go far enough where the others have to make a roll?
No, that's just his longsword, so he's like,
Yeah.
swings,
Okay.
basically fumbles it in his hands. It falls to the ground, nearly lands in the pool of acid, but he recovers it. Azura.
Okay, let's see. Heck with it. Horn attack. Let the headbanging begin, and if you don't know what I mean, I've posted in Discord.
And that
Torpedo.
hits! You
Or Bobito. Whatever.
your horn's down, you grab him, you basically pierced his chest with your horn. He's still alive, but you've got him pierced. Gasps, blood coming up to his lips.
Please try not to kill him.
Try not to kill him. Fine. Ah, damn. Imagine
And he puts his hands on the horn, and it seems to be trying to dislodge himself, but he's stuck. Gadriel!
In that case, I lift him in the air and fire an Eldritch Blast at someone else.
You have another turn. I'm sorry. Go ahead. I apologize.
That's just the bonus part of actually attacking him.
My bad.
I will throw an Eldritch Blast at Blue too.
Hoo-hoo!
And
Whoa,
that
thank
almost knocks him into the wall. Most of the skeleton collapses, but the feet, the hands, and part of the skull remain, enough to still cause damage to Gadriel. Gadriel, it's your turn.
Take out that blue one quick. Okay. I don't want to see a friend fall because of.
Alright, you bring your blade around and cleave it in two as you finish it off.
Blade? You mean my hand?
Your hands! Sorry, my bad. So you bring your hands around and just cleave it in two.
They're very blade-like.
My bad. There we go. Off the initiative order now. So, where do you aim that second attack? 1 or 2?
I'll put that on. Wait, which one's the most damaged?
1.
1.
Alright. You crush that one too with your claws.
He's down.
But Ippo kind of like looks down at Azura and says, "You will let." But Pitto just looks down at Azura and says, "You will let me go," and tries to stab at him.
Not gonna happen.
Right.
No.
Carrot.
I guarantee that misses.
Okay, so you see Bupito
Kind of impaled by Azura's horn.
getting
Each
like...
target.
Alright, so I'll push up.
Just don't kill him, please.
Alright, I'll move my hunter's
I
mark
mean,
to
I
the
can
other
heal him if you
skeleton.
want.
Don't heal him either.
With a bonus action, yeah. Is this skeleton hurt?
Does not appear to be hurt now.
Okay. Short sword.
Alright.
Hunter's mark.
Now he's taking damage.
That's 7.
Excellent. Duncan! There's no longer a skeleton threatening you. What do you do?
Yeah, but I can't do anything in this situation.
Good push.
Shotwin.
You just
Yeah, I'm just gonna. Excuse me. Don't mind me. Ah!
And you miss. Oh, wait, sorry, no. Sorry, I have to listen to the second attack. No, you hit that, and the skeleton breaks apart directly in front of you. Pieces of it scattered to the ground.
Alright, hang on, that was 10.
That was the first attack, so the second attack... Do you wish to do anything with that?
I would move up and try and knock him out with the blunt part of.
Alright. So roll strength. Roll a strength throw. As I've established in another game, if you you can make a new roll for it. If you do way too much damage if this person's already mostly dead, if you do way too much damage, even if you're trying to subdue, it ends up killing them because you've done a fatal injury in the attempt.
So, what do you want me to do, sorry?
You probably just want to do a strength check, and since you're the only one that doesn't have disadvantage on that, didn't work anyway. You can't. He's flailing around too much. He's basically flailing around too much on Azur's horn at the moment.
Am I able to move behind him?
Yes.
Alright. Just so I can get ready to bonk on the head.
Boris, what would you like to do?
I'm going to drop my weapon, and I'm gonna hit Pedipo in the face with my shield to do less damage and try to knock him out.
Alright, do your strength attack. Miss.
Ooh, that's,
He's still flailing around.
okay. That's it.
Alright. Balasar, what do you do? You have absolutely no connection with this guy. As far as you can tell, this is another crazy Diro. Although he's not spouting gibberish like the other ones had been.
Well, he is spouting gibberish, but
Not in the
gibberish
same...
that you can understand.
Yeah, not in the same way. He's not shouting picnic or rainbow or galaxy or anything weird like that. No, he's just...
Lost. Your men are dead. You're nearly dead. Pretty much stop struggling. So would that be a persuasion check or intimidation check?
Whichever you feel safer with, but remember, you're at disadvantage at the moment.
Hmm.
Yes. Oh!
Pepito, despite the damage that he's sustaining at the moment, Pepito just smiles out at you and says, "But I am a god! I am a god!" Azura.
Every god must fall.
Don't kill him, please.
I mean, he's basically on your horn at the moment. He's flailing around, but he's still talking. He's still alive. He's still conscious.
I might cut out though. I am going to drop out in a sec.
So if you're playing a flute, that's a performance check.
Oh, I know. Aww. He's messing up my performance.
Yeah, you're that's like the worst flute playing you've ever played in your life.
I can confirm it.
Guys,
Gabrielle.
I mean, damn. I know we're a party, but 2 natural ones in a row.
Followed by a natural 20.
Natural 1 followed by a natural 20, confirming that I did not play my best performance today.
Yeah, that's the one thing I miss in terms of one of the 3.5 things I miss, having to confirm criticals. But then again, it doesn't automatically double. You just get a second die to roll damage with, so it's pretty cool that way. Kind of evens out. So it's Gadriel's turn. Is Gadriel doing anything?
You said not to kill him?
Duncan is pleading with you not to kill him. You don't have to listen to him
with
though.
everyone, really. Pleading for-
Oh.
How are you attempting to strike him?
A punch to the face and an uppercut followed by a body blow and then a hammer strike to knock him down to the floor at my feet.
Yeah.
Gonna kill him, you.
I'm not gonna kill him.
Except that I already established that if you do serious damage, like an attack to somebody who's almost dead, considering he's currently on Azura's horn, that attempted strike, especially with the way you described it, is actually quite fatal to him. Basically you basically snap his head with.
Non-lethal? Can I declare non-lethal?
I already established that earlier when you guys were talking about non-lethal damage. I said, that if you're trying to do non-lethal and you're making an actual attack strike, if you still do extra damage to somebody who's almost dead anyway, you're basically doing a fatal hit. It's the equivalent of pistol whipping somebody who's got a head condition.
Basically, what you just described was, I want to do non-lethal damage. What? Okay, how do you do it? I decapitate him.
Yeah, basically you struck up and then struck down. The horror between the blows to the face and the horn damage because he was still stuck on Azor's horn. He's been ripped open and his skull is half crushed as he collapses to the ground.
Oh, and it misses. Oh, look at that. Look at that.
So his body jumps to the ground and the light goes out of his eyes.
Woo.
Gods don't die, asshole.
Yggdrasil, angerish as much?
What?
And
What?
as you guys are there looking at the body of Pepito and, you know, coming into the fact that Scadriel got rid of him, suddenly a ghost appears in front of you. A deep gnome. It's just poking its head up from the ground and blinking at you.
Hello there?
Then emerges fully and gazes at the group of you, looks down at the body of Pepito, and he looks back at you, looks directly at Gadriel. Oh, thank you. You've avenged me. How may I repay you?
What do you got?
Well, there's nothing left of my body. He kind of looks over at one of the skeletons that have been attacking you. But maybe a weapon, but what I know is things I've seen recently since I've been dead here.
What do you guys need? Don't you guys need information?
Ask him where the Thieves Guild is.
Where's the Thieves Guild?
Oh, well, I'm not so sure about a Thieves Guild, but there are many groups and organizations running around down here. Nearby, there's a group of Mycenoids. They seem to be enjoying dancing. I'm not sure. I think something's wrong with them, but I'm not absolutely sure. And then there's that strange little guy that was eating the pygmy wort to make himself small enough to go through the tunnels and get over the waterfall over there without having to come through this shrine area. Actually, yeah. So I don't really know why those mushrooms work like that. Maybe it's a Diro thing. Who knows? I've never tried one. Pepito was so insane. I had no idea when I hung out with him after Blindenstone.
Yeah, you think you know someone.
Oh, well, there's some very strange magic that pervades the tunnels. I've even seen an animated it's even animated one of my hands. I mean, he points down at one of the skeletons again that you were fighting, and this time you get a better look at it and notice that the hand that it wasn't fighting with is actually missing. You should be able to recognize it if you ever come across it, because it's wearing an obsidian ring. If you do find this hand and make it to Blindenstone, perhaps you'll be able to return it to my family. They'll recognize the signet of it. Just tell them what happened to me.
I see. You guys think anything else?
He thinks the ghost seems to be thinking for a moment.
I'm talking to the party though.
Oh, okay.
Sorry, what was the question?
You guys think anything else you might need off of him?
I will just say now, I do have to kind of go about now. Certainly day, but
Okay, we can end the encounter here. You guys all gain a level between the fight with the giant and the fight here with Pepito. That gives me a nice.
And the fight before that.
Yeah. So you guys should now be level 4, I believe.
Yep.
Excellent.
Should I get a feat or should I get stats?
Good session, guys. Good session.